2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Johnny Lamb Jones. Wide receiver.
As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool
Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't.
Fullback. Hello. Roger Vick. Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the draft all about.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golson.
Cleveland's graded the 5th pick in the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner. Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Future Pro Bowler, Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter, running back.
Yeah! All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Green Bean, and welcome to this week's 10 o'clock mock. I am in fantastic spirits. I feel real good about the poll results. We are 24 days away from the 2022 NFL Draft. And I want you to know, I've been paying attention for the last 4 or 5 years. This is the last week that Jets fans can keep their composure. Beginning next week, just outside of 2 weeks before the draft, Jets fans start losing their marbles, and we start infighting, and we start really getting passionate about our guys, and we no longer want to listen to anybody else's opinions. It's coming. So we're going to enjoy this last week of niceness, and we'll try. I'm going to do my part. You guys know I like to take my place in the center of the mayhem and just try to do this. That's my job. Calm down, everybody. Everybody take it easy. Oh, man. But, hey, that's who we are. That's what we do. We like to bombard other people's Twitter pages. We like to jump up and down and scream and yell if there's a rumor. Hey, A.J. Brown might be coming. That's it. 8,000 Jets fans bombard his page. What do you say? This guy you see today, GVR made the mistake of saying that he's an average offensive lineman. Jets fans were all over it. Oh, my God. We're a funny bunch. I'm proud to be among us. I am. Oh, wait, maybe it was embarrassed. I forget how I feel, but it's one or the other. But hey, here we are. So, guys, I'm going to bring on. I didn't know I was going to have this friend of ours with us tonight, but I am really excited to have him for his second time on our show. He did such a great job. I had, without exaggeration, at least a dozen people ask me to have him on again on this particular show. So I said, you know what? Why not? Let's say hello to our good buddy, Dom C, man. What's up, Dom? How you doing, Sugar Plums?
Green Bean, my dude. How are you, man?
Oh, man, I'm in the best mood ever, dude. It's the 10 o'clock mock. I'm psyched.
Who doesn't look forward to the 10 o'clock mock? If you follow Green Bean's page, I mean, it should be set in your calendar and an alarm should go off. I mean, I know it does for me. So I'm stoked to be here, stoked to be with all the beanbaggers here in the chat, and looking forward to another interesting, good mock draft. Yeah, it's going to be fun tonight because number one, we have really good poll results from my standpoint. Sometimes I put in these options that sometimes I don't even really like them. I put them up there because people ask me to put them in there. If I get 3 or 4 or 5 people say, hey, what about something like this? I say, sure, I'll throw it in there. And then it wins. And I'm like, I don't like that one. I don't want that to be what we do tonight. But I will always do it. That's the thing. So people yell at me, Dom. They say, these aren't realistic. You suck. But I say, hey, man, I'm just doing a democratically led mock draft, but tonight I'm actually happy with it. It's a really good one. Before we dig into it, I want to say hello. Nick Rousseau started it up. J. Cole is here. Gary B. Anders is here. I saw John Hepburn in here. Jets Crazy 87 is here. Finkelstein's back. Finkelstein.
Yeah, man. Follower of Christ, FOC, we like to call him, is here. Fat Gandalf is back. Nathan Colgrove, Rob V. John Rogers. Hey, man. Welcome, John. John can never watch this. He's way down there in the land down under, you know.
Oh.
Excuse me. And he could never watch this one live. It conflicts with his work schedule. So this is his first time being able to watch this live and hang with us. And he's been around the channel for years, but this is his first time being able to be a part of the Monday night 10 o'clock mock. So welcome, John. We are psyched,
John.
right, man?
We're gonna do a job for you then, John.
Well, we have a lot in store, guys. We really do. We're gonna try to make things right from last week. We are gonna try to make things right. I messed it up last week, Dom. Donker Salutes here. Yeah, man. Pete DeTraglia, Jets Gang, Kyle Ornsby, Gitmo Bob is here. Aiden Murphy. Big Green is back. I got the opportunity to meet Big Green up there in upstate New York. We hung out for a little while, maybe an hour or so outside. We were just chit-chatting away. He got me a case of energy drinks, you know? He knows. How do you get to Greenbean's heart? He texted me. He's like, hey, man, let's meet up. You're right near me. I'll buy you a case of energy drinks. And he got me some sandwiches and shit. Good dude, man. Good dude. Kane Golter, Jeff Murray, Snowball, Ant Jets. Yeah, man. New York Jets, Mets, Nick, Survivor is here. Michael's here. This is great. Duncan, man, all you guys are here. You're pouring in. Mitt Flair, Emanon, Jason Reeves, D-Man. I love having you guys here. And tonight, we're going to have a good time. Because look, now, Dom, I don't remember if you were with us last week. Like, a lot of times you hang in the chat with us. Last week, we took a swing. We went out there and did something for the first time. Number one, I added a simulator that we never used on this show before, which is uncomfortable enough, right?
Yeah.
But then we decided very impulsively, let's run two. Let's run our usual one, our PFN sim, and then let's add the PFF sim and do two mocks and see how they change, see how it evolves. And we were crushing it. We were doing such a good job. And I did this weird little finger move, Dom, on my Mac. I touched it a little too strongly and it went back and deleted it. I was mortified. So we had to be real careful to not lose the other one. And we only got to finish one mock. So I changed my settings, everybody. I went back. And by me, I mean, I cried to my wife, who's an IT girl. I said, please, I can't believe it. I'm embarrassed. I did the whole thing. And she goes, okay, here you go. Click, click, click. That's gone. So that's what she did for me. Hopefully
the technologically challenged shouldn't be using Max Bean first and foremost.
Well, hey, I'm pretty good. As long as I stay in my pocket, as long as I stay in this small little circle, I'm really, really efficient and good. But when they see how every update, they add new stuff, they change the look. I don't know what the hell. Why do they do that to me every year? I just learned it and they change everything. So it's one of those types of things. I didn't even know, and it killed me. So Chris Lavila, thank you, Chris, for the super chat, getting started early. Sauce Gardner at number 4, boys. Love the show. Go Jets. Well, hey, Chris, that might be what we end up doing tonight.
Yeah.
So who knows? Now, let me ask you, before we dig in, I just want to know, straight up, I know that you are a Derek Stingley guy. I know this about you.
I am a Derek Stingley guy.
Right. If the Jets at 4 handed in a card and it said Sauce Gardner on it, how do you feel, honestly?
Oh, I'd love it. You
love it.
I'm not opposed to Sauce Gardner. I think he's a talented player. I think he's phenomenal. So I've said this many a times, if there could be 10 names put on a card, might not be my first choice per se, but once that card handed in, if Sauce is on the card, I'm all for it. I'm the biggest Sauce fan in the world.
There you go. So, now, let me say this. I think Sauce Gardner is a fantastic player, and I would not be sad or upset if they decided to bring on a player. If they think he's the best player on the board, look, you can argue it, but he's among the best. So if they think that's the guy and they bring him in, I'm fine with it. But that's not the guy I want to see. I don't think we should. No, it's not. I don't think we need cornerback this year. I think we've used 4 draft picks in the last 2 years. I'll be them later picks, but we've used 4 draft picks in 2 years. In addition to numerous undrafted free agents, we also just paid a guy $11 million. We've put our assets and resources into the cornerback position. We let these guys take all their lumps through their rookie season. We started them all year. For me, it's like, let's run it back with those guys. We added the DJ Reed action, and let's see how they do having a year in the system, having a year, in a New York Jets NFL offseason, and let's see what we got. And let's let's put some assets somewhere else. So that's how I see it. Again, if they said Sauce, all right, I'm not unhappy.
So I agree with everything. I agree with the sentiment that you said wholeheartedly. If I had my druthers, cornerback wouldn't be the pick at 4. It absolutely wouldn't. And me professing my love as to Derek Stingley Jr., it's more so I'm not saying he's the perfect fit. I don't think we should go Derek Stingley at 4. If the board fell a certain way and Sauce or Stingley or one of these guys were taken at 4, I'm all for it. I'm still now at this point, considered of the old school mentality where I think we lock in edge at 4. That's where we have to go. To me, that's the be all end all.
Yeah. And I feel similarly. Again, if it's, edge, the first 3, maybe hey, look, you gotta roll with the punches. So
right.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Again, it wouldn't be my choice. So yeah, Pete DeTraglia reminds me, you screwed us last week. You killed me. Rob V was saying, I do a hell of a lot better than he would. So, hey, well, thank you. I am proud of what I've accomplished. Like, believe me, when I first started, I never thought in a million years that I'd be running live streams and producing them, writing them. I never. So I'm happy, but every now and then I'm a perfectionist anyway. I'm never good enough for me, Dom. Never. I never do good enough.
You do okay. You do okay for yourself. That's what I say about you, Bean.
Well, exactly. I have to listen. I have to hear people. So I want to remind everybody, too, we have another friend. We'll bring him on a little bit later, too, but he's in the background helping us out. That is NFL Chaos with Jeremy himself. He is here with us again. And I want to remind you guys, on Sunday nights, both Dom and Jeremy do dueling mocks on their channel as well, something that you might want to check out. And again, Jeremy will be in and out, and he'll be around, but he's here helping us. If you have any questions, by all means, direct them to Jeremy, and he will help you. He is our help desk today. So, and I appreciate that. So, guys, here's the theme of our mock tonight. Now, again, we are running 2 mocks. We're going to do a PFN, and we're going to do a PFF. Hopefully, I'm going to try to move slow. I'm going to have to send the polls out through YouTube, run the 2. I have 4 pages open now. Let's see how I do.
Oh,
Dom's going to help me. Jeremy's going to help me. But we have 2 sims that we're going to run. But in both sims, we were able to trade back from number 4 to number 11, which is the Washington Commanders. For that jump, they've given us next year's first, so a 2023 first round pick, and Terry McLaurin, an absolutely undeniable number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. Now, he might not be the best number 1 wide receiver on a lot of people's minds, but I don't think you could deny he's a stud. And I want to remind everybody, he was a 3rd round pick, somebody I loved in that draft, and I wanted the Jets to grab him in the 3rd round. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. So let me open this up first. I will open it up first with the PFF sim, and we'll start there. How's that sound?
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And if any of you guys in the chat, if you're not a fan of this scenario, you better go root for the Dolphins or something like that. Because if we can move back to 11 and secure Terry McLaurin plus a first rounder in 23, where the draft value is, the draft is going to be head and shoulders above what we have here in 2022. This is absolutely undoubtedly a no-brainer.
Right on. And somebody, look, some people said it's unrealistic. I want to remind you, it's actually not very unrealistic. Just last year, we can look at a comp. The 49ers jumped up from 12 to 3. So it is 2 spots different. You know, you got one on the top, one on the bottom, but they gave up 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick. So getting 1 first and a player is actually on the cheaper side for such a jump. Going outside of the top 10, inside the top 5, it's not unrealistic to get a first next year and a player of Terry McLaurin's caliber. So we're right in the pocket of what's real. Again, this is the one that won the poll voting, so it won by a wide margin too. So I'm very happy. I was hoping this one would win, Dom. I got to be honest.
I voted for the Baltimore trade. I'm not going to lie.
Which one was? Oh, for Patrick Queen.
Take Patrick Queen in and move back to 14.
I love Patrick Queen. Yeah, I'm a Patrick Queen fan, man.
Yeah, listen, I think he would be a prototypical linebacker in our scheme. I don't know how well he really fits that, you know, heavy blitzing style that Baltimore ran, their 3-4 base. You know, I know he was exposed a lot last year into it, and you know, new defensive coordinator in there. Maybe they change the system up. Maybe they gear it a lot more towards him. But I mean, that guy's a lightning bolt. You know, if you watch him play in college and you watch him at any time in the NFL, I mean, he's all over the place.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure he's going into his 3rd year, so he's just about to start hitting his prime.
Yep.
And he's going to be getting even better. I would have liked that trade too. I actually liked every trade up there today, which is good. But this was the one I was hoping. So here, just to remind you, we traded number 4. We received pick number 11. You can see it right here. Pick number 11. We got next year's first from Washington, and chances are it'll be a good first, and wide receiver Terry McLaurin. So if you guys are ready, drum roll, please. We're going to start this draft. There it is. Okay, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're on the clock. Now let's see who we lost.
You got to see who Washington traded up for.
Absolutely. They got KT. They grabbed their edge rusher of the future. Imagine pairing Thibodeau with Chase Young, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
And Montez Sweat.
Again, the realistic end of this, if they're making a move like that, it's for a quarterback. Now,
totally.
You got to, you know, and they have a need for a quarterback, so it would kind of make sense. I mean, you know, Carson Wentz is a guy, and they're paying him, and you know, he's going to hold the ship. He's going to hold the fort down for now. But if history proves itself over the past couple of years, he's probably not the answer. So they make this trade realistically. They have Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett in mind.
Totally. I think they might have taken Kenny Pickett, let him sit for a year behind Wentz, and then, hey, man, Wentz could be considered a very, very good upper echelon backup to your rookie.
Oh, absolutely.
Too, for a couple of years, too. So here's who we lost. The Jaguars went Aiden Hutchinson first. Detroit went Kyle Hamilton. The Texans took Icky off the board. The Washington Commanders, as we said, took Kayvon Thibodeau. Giants took Evan Neal. The Panthers took Charles Cross. They can't get it right down there with this quarterback thing. Then the Giants doubled up and took Sauce Gardner. The Falcons took edge rusher Trayvon Walker, and Seattle took Garrett Wilson. So that leaves us here. And I'm going to do a poll. We have to include the edge rushers, but let's just take a look at their big board real quick. This is the PFF big board here. So they got Derek Stingley up top, another cornerback, Trent McDuffie. We have George Karlaftis, wide receiver Drake London. A lot of people concerned that he didn't perform at the pro day. They pushed the pro day. They're thinking he's not 100% healthy and some stuff like that. So that's just something to consider. We have tackle Bernard Raymond, linebacker Devin Lloyd. You got Jamison Williams. Now, don't forget, guys, we have the next 2 picks. Maybe we want to trade one back. Maybe we want to grab 2 top 10 style players. So I'm going to look in the chat real quick, but I want to hear what you think. What position, and is there a player that supersedes that position? I know you want Stingley, but I don't think that's realistic.
Listen, Stingley is a wonderful player, and I think that he's the kind of guy who 3 years from now, people are going to look back in this draft and say, wow, you know, we all missed the boat on that one. That's my thoughts on Stingley. I think that Stingley is a talent. I know he's had trouble staying healthy and staying off the field, but his pro day's coming up. and he's supposedly through all of those injuries. Let's see what happens. I hope for his sake, and his family's financial sake, that he kills it, and he picks up some of that ground over that he's lost over these past couple months, past year or so, and loses that label. But with Stingley on the board, I'm considering how this board fell, and I want to say that these 9 picks aren't that unrealistic.
No,
I could see the board falling just like this. As a matter of fact, I mean, Garrett Wilson in Seattle was a little bit of a surprise, but hey, if you're trading DK Metcalf, or maybe Tyler Lockett, then maybe wide receiver would be it. That's probably the only one that I would question. But outside of that, I could see that board going exactly as it was.
It's realistic. Like you said, there are some things I would question that seem a little bit unlikely, but overall it seems like this is very close to the crop of players that would be gone.
Correct. So based on who's left, I'm still leaning edge. And my number 3 edge is still on the board, and that's Jermaine Johnson from Florida State. Big guy, 270 pounds, solid edge setter, can play the run as well, and has a bevy of pass rush moves. Very strong, violent hands. Does a lot with his hands. Goes into every single pass rush with a plan. And if that plan fails, he goes right to the second move. And when that second move doesn't work, he goes right into a third move. Some may say Jermaine Johnson, a little bit older, 23 years old, might not have the ceiling that, say, a Trayvon Walker or KT has, but he has a very, very high floor, which I think has to be mentioned. And this is kind of the wheelhouse where we will probably, if the board would fall like this, we would probably see him go. I will also make an argument on a guy that I've been kind of warming up to over the past couple weeks, couple months, as I really dig down, and that's George Karlaftis.
Oh, I love Karlaftis.
Yeah,
I'm glad. I'm happy to hear you're warming up, man, because he's I checked around, and I'm coming back to Karlaftis. I think because he's still on the uptrend. He's still getting better. And that's the thing. He's a perfect ball of clay. So look, most of the guys in the chat are talking about edges. So we're going to do an edge poll right now. That's what we're going to do. And then we got to remember, we just got Terry McLaurin in the first 2. So going wide receiver, while we can, it doesn't seem like the smartest allocation of assets with your first pick. Like you trade back, grab Terry McLaurin, and then your first pick, you grab another wide receiver, but we'll see what happens at pick 11. John Rogers, thank you for the super chat. He says, isn't Williams better for Super Bowl in 2 years than other wide receivers?
Jameson Williams, you're talking?
Yeah, I think so. Jameson Williams. Well, the thing is with Williams is, he's not going to come in and contribute right away, most likely. And for me, I know a lot of Jets fans this is a trend this week. A lot of Jets fans have flipped over and they want to take Jameson Williams. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Jets fans are paying attention to the Jet curse. And I don't think that we realize, it's like I'm amazed that we forget what happens when we bring in injured players around here, but his talent is undeniable.
It's funny. We had this conversation yesterday, Jeremy and I, on his show, because Jeremy is very strongly on the bandwagon for Jameson Williams. And not that I am not. I think Jameson Williams is a phenomenal talent. But you have to take the current injury that he's in the midst of recovering into the equation. You
have to do it.
In this situation right here, with Terry McLaurin on board, I don't even think I personally, if I'm the GM, if this is my draft, I'm not even looking that way. You can make the argument, well, you have an extra pick. Maybe you can, throw your dart and give him the red shirt and let him come back. And then next year you make a decision with Corey Davis. And if you choose to let him go relatively scot-free, with a little bit of dead cap money, you'd have Terry McLaurin, you'd have Elijah Moore, and you'd have Jameson Williams, who wouldn't want that? But we're trying to win games now. I'm looking at guys who can contribute now, and the 3 wide receivers that we have on the roster as constituted right now with McLaurin, Davis, and Elijah Moore is enough for me to say I'm going to pass up a wide receiver here at 10 or 11.
Right. So, guys, the poll is in the chat. We put up George Karlaftis, Jermaine Johnson, and I also put Ojabo in there, who is in a similar vein, even though it's a more severe injury, as Jamison Williams. He's injured, but the talent is there. So who knows? Maybe you want to do that. We double up on edge. I don't know what you guys want to do, but I put him in there. So we have Karlaftis, Jermaine Johnson, and David Ojabo at pick 10 for edge rusher. I'm going to say this too. I see somebody in the chat mimicking somebody else. You're going to be timed out. If it doesn't stop, I'm banning you. Okay? It's that simple. I know who it is, and I need that shit to stop. Okay? It's not done in good humor. And guys, I'm just not going to deal with it, right? Like, we're not going to do that stuff. So you know who I'm talking about. We're putting you in a timeout. Cool down. Think about what it is you're doing and how ridiculously childish it is. And then come back. We'll give you another shot. If it doesn't stop, I'm banning you. Okay? I don't want to deal with it. That said, it's in the chat, so make sure you get your votes on. Somebody told me, Dom, I have a lot of viewers that are watching this on TV. They're not necessarily watching it at a computer, so they can't vote. A lot of times I say, why isn't everybody voting? I got 300 people in here, and I'm only getting 120 votes. I was reminded that there might be people who can't vote. So,
that makes sense.
So that happens.
I did the same too. Sometimes, like last week, I watched it from the comfort of my bed, had it on the big screen TV, and I fell asleep before you shit the bed. So I guess we got good.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So anyway, if you have a computer, go ahead and make your voice known, make your impact felt. Go ahead, vote for the guy that you want. I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds, and then we're going to switch to pick 11. And we're going to talk about it. We'll look at the players.
Yeah. 11 is going to be a good discussion. A really good discussion.
And then once we pick 11, we're going to switch over to the PFN mock, and we're going to do it over there too. So that's the thing. We have two mocks. We might want to take different approaches here. We might want to take a different approach and see what it is that we could get done in both situations. What happened there? I didn't like that. Okay. I almost choked and ruined it all. Okay. So let's look at their big board again, just to see for the next pick, who it is that we're talking about here, who's left. So again, we have two cornerbacks. We could take the second and third cornerbacks on the board. Derek Stingley, Trent McDuffie. We also have wide receivers. Drake London's up there. Jamison Williams is up there. We have Olave's there. Olave's the dark horse. I think Olave is a Jets guy. He met with the Jets today.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I wouldn't be surprised if they came out of nowhere. They're keeping it nice and quiet on Olave. You notice that?
And
nobody talking about him.
And it's funny that we have this scenario today, because my comp to Chris Olave is the other Ohio State receiver, Terry McLaurin. Very similar projectiles in college, very similar skill sets. I think I think they, Olave's a little bit, maybe shiftier, shiftier. Terry McLaurin plays a little bit stronger at times, but they are very, very similar. And I could see Chris Olave having the same kind of momentum and game skills that happen quickly, just like Terry McLaurin did.
Right.
Terry McLaurin, in my eyes, is a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
Okay, so I am ending the poll, everybody. I hope you got your votes in. Let's see who it is. I hope it's Karlaftis. It's not. Jermaine Johnson is our pick.
Right decision, chat. That's the right decision. I love it.
All right, let's get this back up here. Where's my edge rushers? Hold on. Let me just do it this way. Okay. There we go.
How do you like the simulator, by the way?
It's growing on me, man. I like the fact that you can use players in trades.
Yeah.
I really like that. Okay, guys. So we took Jermaine Johnson. Now put it in the chat right now. We can look at the players that are there. Look, we could take Karlaftis right now. We could get the edge done. Imagine bringing on Jermaine Johnson, George Karlaftis to go with Carl Lawson and Quinnen Williams and all the guys. Dude, that would be sick. I doubt we're going to do that. But
would
so
be sick. It would be sick. However, don't you think that there's enough holes to go around so every positional room can get some love here?
well, that's my whole take on cornerback. That's exactly what I'm saying. So yes. All right, let's take a look at the linebackers. We know that linebacker is another position, and I think value is here. We have both of these guys, Devin Lloyd and Nakobe Dean. If we want to go this high, I would wait if Chanel or Asamoah or Muma are our targets. We can wait on those guys. But if we want Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean for the linebackers, we're going to need to take them here. We also, look, I'll take a look at wide receivers, even though I will remind you, we just traded for Terry McLaurin, so we can look at him as our first-round pick. He's only going into his third year, too. Maybe it's his fourth year, third or fourth year. So he's young. Yep, he's young.
Going into year 4.
Yep, there you go. So he's going into his fourth year, again, hitting his prime. But let's take a look at the wide receivers that are available. We have Drake London, Jamison Williams. Now, this would be a scenario where I would be completely comfortable taking a Jamison Williams. We have Berrios. We have Corey Davis. We have Elijah Moore. We have Denzel Mims. You know, we just traded for Terry McLaurin. Now, you want to take Jamison Williams if Mims doesn't work out, or just fold him in throughout the year, nice and calm? I would be okay with that. I don't know about using a first on him, but Chris Olave, Traylon Burks. So let's do this. We're going to do a poll. What other position do you think we'd want to consider here? Maybe defensive line?
Well, I was just gonna ask you, because I see a lot of Jordan Davis love.
Yeah. Okay.
Going up the ladder, especially in the chat as well. What are your thoughts on Jordan Davis?
I like Jordan Davis, but Jordan Davis is a one-trick pony. You know, Jordan Davis, he's very one-dimensional. And I would prefer Devontae Wyatt if we were going to go with you know what? I'd really like to wait and take Fedarian Mathis. That's kind of my guy. I like Perion Winfrey as well. I like Jordan Davis, but he's not a guy. I don't think he's so much better than the other guys out there that I would use a first-round pick on him. That's my take on Jordan Davis.
I agree with that. I think the talent is there. I mean, you saw the athletic prowess that he has. He tested through the roof, especially for a man that large. I will say this: I'm a huge Devontae Wyatt fan. You know,
yeah, I love him.
But Devontae Wyatt might be a little bit redundant to the defensive lineman that we have right now. Because his skill set is very similar to Q. It's very similar to Rankins. Again, remember, we have JFM now who's going to bounce in and out, you know, who has more of that pass rush mentality. What Jordan Davis could bring for the table is that true run stuffing presence that can play zero tech. He could play one tech. He can, clog up the middle, soak up some blockers. So I think that's the argument that you can play. I'm not saying that that's the way I would go, but I think you can make that argument. Although I prefer Devontae Wyatt as a whole, as a talent for our team as constituted right now. Jordan Davis or a bigger guy like that might be
right.
the better option.
Yeah, and I completely get that. I'm with that. So Chromerica Industries, thank you for the super chat. He checks in and he says, I believe that Brandon Cooks is the Jamison Williams placeholder. If the Jets go for Cooks, I expect Williams to be the pick or target. Let me tell you something. That is smart jostling of your assets. If you can trade, let's say, a fourth for Brandon Cooks, maybe you might have to pony up a third for him, maybe. So you give a third, let's go worst case, you give a third for Brandon Cooks, you draft Jamison Williams, now your wide receiver core is obviously Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Brandon Cooks, Berrios, Mims, and you got Jamison Williams with zero pressure. He can come in nice and slow. That makes sense for me. And then you can let Brandon Cooks go. I don't know if you'd want to give a third for that experiment. But
here's my thing.
Hold on. Guys, the poll for our next position is in there. We have linebacker. I showed you the linebackers. I showed you the wide receivers. I showed you the interior defensive line. I didn't see anybody bringing up offensive line. I saw one or two Linderbaums, but I'm going with what the chat is asking for. I was thinking maybe a tackle, Bernard Raymond. I love him. But anyway, we can wait till the second for that. And don't forget, as soon as we make this pick, we're jumping over. The other sim, we're going to move quicker, though. This is going to be our beefy one. We're going to move quicker in the other one. Jake checks in. He says, trade back, not an option on this one. Oh, I guess it could be. I don't know. We just traded back from 4 to 10. I didn't even think about it, Jake. I guess we could.
The question I would ask you, or Jake for that matter, is what are you trading back for? Is the positional value not high enough here?
Right. Why do we want to trade back? Correct. Right.
Yeah. Do you think that, the linebackers or the defensive line could be there at 20 or something and we can gain some more capital? Is the juice worth the squeeze, worth the trade back? Because we don't want to just trade back just for the sake of doing it. If our guy's here, I think we take the pick. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Let's see what we got in the chat. I picked linebacker because trade wasn't enough. Why? You guys want to trade? Look, all right, let's do this. I'm going to remove that because you guys are all being trade happy tonight. Let me see what we had here. I'll end this. I'm going to use this position that wins versus trade. We're going to do 1 minute and 30 seconds for you guys to answer this next poll. So linebacker won by 63%. We're going to do another poll. It's next move, linebacker, or trade back. And then we're going to have to mess around with trade options. So guys, you're going to have 90 seconds to vote on this poll. Okay. 90 seconds. It's funny. I bet no trade is, I bet linebacker's going to win by like 80%. You'll see. It's just a few people in here. Just a few people in here that want it, I think. But in respect to Jake's super chat, let's get this going. So it all depends on the offer. D. Santana, good night, buddy. Good night.
Later,
There's so many guys we like here. I like a lot of options if we could maybe move back a bit. Well, vote for trade, Jake. It's there. We got just past the 60-second mark. You guys got 30 seconds to get your votes in. I'm not going to dance with this one too long, everybody. Defensive back. Well, I see everybody is saying, like, I got to go by what you guys want. I can't pay attention to every single little, like, I look at the masses, Phenom. I'm talking about your question. DB, is it an option? I'm looking at what the chat says, so I'm trying to pull from what you guys got. But don't forget, we have a whole other sim we're going to get into. We're going to do quicker. We're going to move quicker in that one, though. Okay, this is the slow one. The other one's going to be quicker, so maybe we go defensive back heavy in that one. We should try to take two different. Yeah, we should. Let's see if we can. A lot of people are stuck, Dom. A lot of people, they can't. They want Jermaine Johnson. They want him again in the next one. Yeah. That's the way it goes. All right, guys, this poll is done. Probably gave you a few more seconds because I'm like that. Look at them. They got the trade back. All right, so now we have to talk about who we want to trade back with. Let's see. So how do I do this now? Hold on. I don't even know if I can. Okay, trade. All right, so Dom, who am I trading with?
Well, there's no quarterbacks taken off the board yet. So let's take a quick peek at the teams that could really want to jump up to take quarterback. You're talking the Saints. You're talking Pittsburgh. If you're talking quarterbacks, those are the probably two. Who else could come up? Who else could come up for Jordan Davis? The Chargers could really use a boost in their interior defensive line. The Raiders don't have a pick anymore. They traded that to Green Bay.
Right. Well, I think the Saints are an option. All right. The Saints are legitimately an option. I think the Steelers are legitimately an option. Let's keep it simple. Let's go for trading up for a quarterback. Okay. Nice and simple. I think the Steelers are an option. I think the Saints could be an option. Who else? Not Buffalo, not Dallas, not Carolina, not Green Bay, not the Patriots. The Chiefs, no. The Bengals, no. The Lions could. So let's see what.
Here's a sneaky one for you, Green Bean.
I'm ready.
Tennessee could be a very sneaky play for a quarterback.
All right.
They are tied into Tannehill financially for another year or so.
So they're at 26.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to do? I'm thinking Steelers. That's what I'm thinking. I think it makes a bunch of sense. James Thrice is talking about the Tennessee situation, just like you.
Good mind. James. Good mind.
That's right. Okay. Saints gave up capital for 16 and 19. Right. They did. So what do they want? Do they want to give up 16 and 19 to jump up to 11? That's a major overpay.
Before you do that, you might have some trade offers there waiting for you.
Yeah, I don't see how to do that. It says
make it bigger and I'll show you. So I can see it a little bigger. So see it a little better, I should say.
It's huge.
Yeah. So you see that thing where it says trade?
That's 9. Yeah, I clicked that.
So
now what do I do?
They're giving you the option. They're giving you the teams that are interested in moving up for this pick.
Right. So how do I see that?
So it shows you right here. It's looking Minnesota looks like they're interested in the pick.
Yeah, that's 1. So how do I get? So these teams.
Scroll down, hit that right there.
Okay. All right. So okay, there you go. We're learning here, everybody. We're learning. So okay, we got the Texans, we got the Ravens, we got the Cowboys, the Bucks, the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Bears, and the Seahawks. Okay, let's play it this way. We have to pick one of these teams. That's what we're going to do. Okay. As we learn, don't get upset. We're learning. So everybody, these are the teams, and we're going to play it like it's real. The only teams that want to trade are these teams. Everybody else is off the table. So who do we want? We can go back to 13, 14, 24, 27.
I'll tell you right now, Minnesota's trading up. If they're trading up, they have 2 guys in mind, George Karlaftis or Derek Stingley Jr. Baltimore can go a bevy of different ways. My guess is Baltimore is looking for Jordan Davis. Minnesota could be looking for Jordan Davis. They're in the market for another big guy also. We might be able to drop back a couple spots with those guys and gain some other value. Outside of that, we're taking a big drop here.
Right.
The Chiefs, you want to go back to all the way back to where the Chiefs are. They're coming up for a wide receiver. We might be able to get a tax on them and get some real juicy stuff from them.
So they don't tell us what they're offering us either, though. They don't.
You got to then propose the offer. These are the guys that are interested, and then you say, okay, you have Dallas up there. Dallas, I want 24.56 in your second rounder next year.
Let's try to trade back to 14. Now, what do we think? 14. So they're going to want to trade pick 14. We're going to want to trade 11. What are we getting for 14? A second?
Let me pull up
go ahead. Pull up the chart.
Yeah. Draft value chart. And 14 is worth 1,100 points, and we're at 11, which is 1,250 points. 150 points is the difference of a mid to late third round pick. So if you want to say 14 and 45 probably is going to be that's much more advantageous.
Yeah. Well, they're the ones that want to trade up.
Absolutely.
So maybe.
So
okay.
14 and 4, that's 1,550 points to our 1,100 points. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's try to do this. We'll slide back 3 spots and see if we can't get a second out of it. Let's see here. We can force the trade too. I did that earlier. Okay. There you go. Okay, so we slid back to 14, everybody. I hope Jake is happy. I hope you guys are happy. Let's see here. Are you guys happy?
I'm happy. 45 is a killer pick.
Dude, J. Cole, you gotta tone it down, man. I'm not into it, buddy. Okay. I don't know what it is that's going on here with you having people's backs and everything. Please just cool it and watch the show, vote on the polls or not, or leave. Please, one or the other. I don't know what this all is, buddy. Okay, so Ice Storm likes it. He says, well done. So now let's resume this here draft. Let's see who they wanted. So Ravens came up. Here it goes. This is taking a little while here. They wanted Trent McDuffie, it seems. Derek Stingley, Trent McDuffie are off the board along with Drake London. So we just made a second round pick, and whoever we wanted is more than likely still there. So linebacker won before.
Yeah.
So we're going to go linebacker. Now I'm going to put the poll in there. We'll put the top 2 or 3. I'll put 3 linebackers up there. Okay. We're going to put pick, what is it? 14 now. So we got Dean, we got Lloyd, and we got Chanel is their third option. So let's go with him. Okay.
Listen, realistically, this is a 2-man race.
Right.
I'm not
it is.
No disrespect to Chanel or Christian Harris or Chad Muma, whoever you want, but if we're picking here in the middle of the first round, it's a 2-pony race between Lloyd or Dean, whichever way, whichever one fits your bill. Lloyd.
Well, I'll tell you what though, Dom, I know we think that, but the Jets or whoever, but I'm saying like the Jets, they might be in love with a 260-pound guy that just ran a 4.5 40 and is an absolute thumper, man. They look, just like every year there are guys that get taken around early. We're like, what the hell is that? Maybe they got their eyes on somebody else. They've kept it real quiet. Like, I'm with you. I think it's between Dean and Lloyd, but you never know, man. Maybe the Jets want Leo Chanel and they know they got to grab him here. He's not going to be there at 35. So you just never know, buddy. Correct. It gets crazy.
Yeah.
Matthew Smith demands that I highlight this. He says Devin Lloyd is 25. That's right. So that means that he's a little bit older, everybody. So that's what we're talking about. So guys, the poll is in the chat. When we are done with this pick, we're going to switch over to the PFN and we're going to do some lightning stuff, man. We're going to get that one quicker because we are 47 minutes into this mock and we're at pick 14. So unless we want this to be a 4-hour excursion into the psychedelic world of after hours. Let's see. Kev Chada, did you know that we traded for Terry McLaurin? So our first round looks like this: Terry McLaurin, Jermaine Johnson, and whoever we pick here. So that's a pretty stout first round, no matter who we get here. So Tammy McDaniel, what's up, Tammy? Says the Jets need fast linebackers, sideline to sideline. I couldn't agree more. Somebody that can cover running backs, tight ends, and can lay the wood when somebody thinks they're going to have the gall to run up the center of our field. Somebody that knocks helmets off. That's what I want. All right, so I'll give it another 15 seconds. Make your prediction, Dom. Who do you think is going to win this one? Dean or Lloyd or Chanel?
I think I think Nakobe Dean is going to be the pick here. I think if these guys were on the board and I was making a pick, I think I would lean Nakobe Dean. I like his versatility a little bit more. Devin Lloyd's fabulous, and I've heard a lot of people kind of correlated his game to a poor man's Micah Parsons, where he can do a little bit of everything. He can come off the edge. He can play the middle stout. But I just think, I don't know, watching Georgia as much as I did, and especially in doing a lot of review of these prospects, Nakobe Dean is just all over the field. I know he's undersized. I know that, from what everything I see and I read, that that there's a big check mark that some people are taking him off their boards, or not off the boards, but lowering their boards because, they don't know if he's going to have the wherewithal to physically stand up to, the grind of this big boys game with a little man's body. But listen, I go by what the play is on the field. I'd take Nakobe Dean, and I'd be pretty happy with that right here.
Yeah. Well, look, Lou Chandler is saying, man, Chanel is the number one linebacker on some people's boards, guaranteed. I actually agree with that. Like, I think we're right with what we're saying, but I would not be surprised in the slightest to learn that 2 or 3 teams have Chanel as their number one linebacker. John Amarello wants to remind us that he says Lloyd fits the Saleh profile better than Dean. I actually disagree with that. I think that Dean is right in the pocket of what Saleh tends to like. These 220. How heavy is Dean? 225, 230? What is it, Dom? What?
220.
Yeah, so he's right in there, John. Now, I think that they both would fit pretty good, but I tend to think that Dean is a little bit more appropriate. But Hennessy checks in and says, with that trade, we basically get a free first-round pick. Same player you wanted at 11 is still, and that is the goal, Hennessy. That's called squeezing the lemon, or a lot of people, you'll hear him say it like this, maximizing value. Anybody can take the player who's there at their pick. Anybody can do that, and that in many instances, that's considered the smart thing to do.
Sure.
But if you have an opportunity, if you have a good indicator that your player is going to slide down a few more spots, you look at what the teams are likely to take, and you can get a free second-round pick, and you can still get the player you want, you squoze the lowman. That's what you want to do. All right, so I'm going to end this poll here. Here it comes. It's looking like Nakobe Dean from what I just saw, a little spot there, and let's see if that's official. Right. So Dean won, so that will be our pick.
Yeah.
Nakobe Dean, everybody.
Nakobe Dean's a great player. I know he at sometimes he looks a little Darren Lee-ish, like, undersized, too fast. Got to remember though, they are completely different players. Darren Lee was kind of typecasted as he was a true 4-3 middle linebacker trying to play inside linebacker in that 3-4 scheme. He wasn't a fit for it. So
gotcha.
Nakobe Dean I think he's a talent that you're not going to surpass in the other linebackers. I know your love for Leo Chanel. Lloyd's a wonderful player too, but I just think that Dean brings something different to the table. He's fast, quick, fluid hips, open up. He can cover the tight ends. He can cover those running backs coming out of the backfield on the wheel routes, and then he'll still run up and give you a pop.
Right. There you go. Well, we picked them, so we now have a first round of Terry McLaurin, Jermaine Johnson, and Nakobe Dean. We just changed this team dramatically. Stephen Calendrolo checking in with a super chat. Thank you, Stephen. He says, seems most pass rushers are picked early. Are receivers that still end up great picked at a higher rate in the later rounds? Does this go to how physical play can beat nuance? Well, you know what, man, that's a very, very deep question. And I think that there's a lot more to it than just, is it, stout guys versus nuanced guys or anything like that. You see receivers like look at a Tyreek Hill. He's a 4th round pick. So every team passed on him at least 3 times, every team, because they thought one thing or another. They looked at his negatives, but a lot of teams get caught in analytics more than game tape. Other teams do the exact opposite. They look at production over analytics. Then you got RAS scores. You have the combine stuff. There are teams that value that stuff more than other teams. And it's trending toward analytics. The last few years, it's trending toward athleticism and physical traits as opposed to football acumen. But there are teams like Joe Douglas. He does a good job of kind of combining all that. So a receiver that he might pass on, another team like a Henry Ruggs, for example, I highly doubt that the Jets would have taken Henry Ruggs as the first receiver in that draft in 2020. Mm-hmm. But the Raiders valued him more than everybody. Why? Speed. He was hands down the fastest receiver in that draft, and that was what they valued. But one thing I can say, every single year, fantastic players slide through the first round to the second, to the third. There are guys that people have second round grades on that are still sitting there in the 4th round. That's what happened with Michael Carter last year. They said they had a high 3rd on him. He was sitting there in the 4th round. He went a whole round. They couldn't believe he was still sitting there. So that's the kind of stuff that happens. And there are myriad reasons for that. But I think a lot of times it's just one little bugaboo. Like, look, DK Metcalf literally slid out of the first. He was the last pick in the 2nd round because of one thing that happened. His 3-cone drill was atrocious. And that labeled him as a one-trick pony. He was super fast, super strong. And they said he's essentially a 9 route. So do you take a 9 route of, a deep, straight line wide receiver with a 1st round pick? And most teams would say, no, that's 3rd. You take those one-dimensional players with your mid to late round picks. As we know, everybody was wrong. But that's essentially what happened. And then there's more. Maybe people have character concerns and all that kind of stuff too. But let's move over to our other draft. But thank you, Steven. Now we're going to do this. I want to remind you, the same trade happened. So again, we traded why is this not sure? There we go. We traded back with the Washington Commanders to pick 11 from 4. We got Terry McLaurin in next year's first. So let's go ahead and start this here simulator and see what happens. Very simple. Oh, now we got, oh my God, this is the trade friggin' game. We got Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton, Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal. So the top 4 are identical. Sauce Gardner, Malik Willis. That's a smart pick. Jermaine Johnson is gone, so we can't do that. Charles Cross and Trayvon Walker. So we have 2 trade offers, guys. Just real quick, yes or no. Slide back to 39. That's too far. Slide back to 36. I'm going to make an executive decision and say no. Yeah, I'm going to say no to those. So let's go, guys. Let's look at their big board. They got Icky. We got Jordan Davis. We have Tyler Linderbaum. We got Karlaftis. So Jermaine Johnson, Trayvon Walker, Hutchinson, and Thibodeau are all gone, as is Sauce Gardner. So who's in the poll, Dom? Who's in the poll? Again, we want to move this one quicker. So who's in the poll?
I think the talent that Ike Ekwonu has, considering we have 2 first-round picks here, tackle's got to be in the poll. Edge, you can put edge in the poll, and defensive back has to be in the poll here.
Oh, okay. So who do we got? Let me take a look. Man, I'm all over the place. It's hard to manage this. Okay. Let's take a look at you know what? We'll look at safeties too, right? So we got Stingley. Here we go, guys. Derek Stingley, Andrew Booth, Trent McDuffie, Elam. Who do you think should be our cornerback represented here? It's not going to be Stingley, I know, but it's just not. We're not going to take him. I know we're not.
Okay, listen.
I mean the chat. I mean the chat, not the Jets.
Yeah, you guys are all wrong if you don't want Stingley, but I'll digress. And I think if we're talking defensive backs, Trent McDuffie is the guy that you have to consider. He's a perfect scheme fit, very similar skill set, and very similar in size, stature, and play style to DJ Reed, who we know fits this scheme very well. Trent McDuffie is going to make an NFL team very, very happy.
Awesome.
I'd be okay with him.
Okay, awesome. So our choices, I have 4 different positions up there. We got Karlaftis for edge, Ekwonu for tackle, Jordan Davis for interior defensive line, and Trent McDuffie for cornerback. Remember, guys, I am encouraging you to think outside of your box. We already have the other one. We got Jermaine Johnson and Nakobe Dean. Not that we have to go exactly opposite, but let's try and see how a draft develops if we use a different thought process than we're comfortable with. Try to get out of your comfort zone, everybody. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to leave this up there for 30 seconds, and we're going to check on this super chat from Jake. He says, y'all welcome for the trade. Still got our guy. Hey, there you go, Jake. See, that was good. Thank you for bringing it up. You weren't alone, but you were the one that highlighted it. And as we know, super chats get answered. Super chats are going to get seen, and we appreciate them. Yeah, that's right. You skipped the line, as Jake Assman says. Let me see. What's going on here? I see something in here. Wait, what's going on? Can you just tell me, Jeremy? Can you copy it and put it in there? I can't find it. I can't find it. Let me see. I'm going to the hospital. Oh, wait. Okay, let's see. Gitmo Bob, our buddy, says he's going into the hospital for some serious cancer surgery. I want to thank you and the Jets fan for getting me through the pandemic. Hope to see you all on the other side. Dude, Gitmo Bob, man. Well, look, dude, we are with you, man. I am going to add you. I can only speak for myself, but I am going to add you to my prayer regimen tonight and tomorrow morning, and I'll do that until I hear back from you. But seriously, man, all the best, guys in the chat. Let's keep him in our thoughts. If you guys pray, let's throw one up there for our good buddy Gitmo Bob. He's here with us every single week. He's one of us, man. He's one of our crew. I appreciate you telling us, Gitmo Bob. I mean, that's it's personal stuff, and I'm grateful that you feel comfortable enough to share that with us. But yeah, man, we're with you, buddy. You know, are you going in right now? Like, or is it today, tomorrow? Do we have you for the rest of the night, or, you know, what do we got, man? But yeah, like Kev Shada says, good vibes, like positive vibes from me and Dom over here.
Amen.
And Jeremy as well. You know what? That's a good. You know what? We're gonna do that with the next pick. Lou Chandler has a great idea, and for our next pick, Gitmo Bob, it's all yours. If you're still here, you get to make the next pick. Maybe we'll get a higher grade from you at the end of this one too. Maybe you'll give us a B.
C minus, that's a guarantee.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to end the poll for this one, Bob. But if you're still here, tell us who you want with the next pick. I'm going to go ahead and end this one. So Karlaftis, wow. I didn't see that coming, Dom. I have to agree. I have to admit it.
Interesting.
So I thought it was going to be Icky. I really did.
Yeah, no, I actually thought it would be. I figured it would be between Icky and McDuffie.
All right, so so we're going to take George Karlaftis. We have pick 11. We got a trade. Oh, we'll talk about the trade, but Gitmo Bob controls this one. If he's still here, I'm going to give him a sec. Are you still here, Bob? Let's see if he's still here. I'm going to give him a minute. But in the meantime, we are going to talk about what we've done so far. So we got Terry McLaurin, which is our wide receiver 1. It's real. We got it. And we also got George Karlaftis, okay, an edge rusher. So we have a trade offer. We have 2 trade offers. We'll take a look at those in just a second. I'm just trying to see if Bob is here. There he is. Oh, you're going in tomorrow. So, okay, that's good, man. So I hope you can hang out with us tonight so we can at least keep your spirits up as long as we can. But sincerely, man, I'll be praying for you. I mean that sincerely. And you get the next pick, buddy. You get the next pick. So for this one, we're going to take a look at the trade. So they want us to slide back 6 spots and they'll give us next year's second. Ooh, 1 spot for next year's second. That is I think you do that every day of the week. Absolutely. Unless we love somebody right here.
Unless you say that Ike Ekwonu is too valuable, the value is too high to pass on him any longer, it would be a no-brainer. And right. Minnesota might be looking at offensive tackle as well.
Right. So look, Eminon says, watching on my big screen, voting on my cell phone. There you go.
How you do it?
He figured it out.
There's Gitmo.
There he is. So, all right, Gitmo, number 1, are we taking the trade? I think we should.
He gave the pick.
Oh, who is it?
He says, Ikem Ekwonu, because JD will trade Fant for a good pick.
All right, then we got to bypass the trade because I think you're right. I think Minnesota's taking him. That's what I think. So now this is an interesting scenario, guys. This is exactly what we were talking about before with value and squeezing the lemon. If we're eyeballing a player, let me see where. Hold on one second. I want to show us something. So Ekwonu is rated the 8th player in this mock. We are sitting here at 11. This is where it starts to become not worth it. Even though 1 spot for a second is wonderful, if he's your target, if he's the last guy in a tier and everybody else is lower, then you just take the player. Yeah. And that's what Bob's going to do. So good move, Bob. This is smart. I almost want to see what they would have taken. You know what I mean? But let's see who they take with 12. This is going to be interesting. So Icky's coming on board. Then we'll watch real quick. All right, Bob, good pick. Let me see here. Who'd they take? Jordan Davis. That's who they took. That's who they were trading up for. All right, still a good move. Oh, I almost said restart. That would have been ugly.
Whoa.
Resume. Okay, so we're going to move back over to the PFF mock now. Okay, this is not easy, everybody. I want you to know that. Here we go. Gonna share the screen. All right. PFF. Okay, we're back. We're back.
We're live, baby.
Okay, now in this one, we got Jermaine Johnson, Terry McLaurin, and Nakobe Dean. So now we are at pick 35. I'm going to put out a quick poll. Pick 35. Trade. No trade. Real simple. Okay. I'll give it 1 minute. So it's out there. I just don't want to get yelled at again, Dom. I'm a little shell shocked now. Everybody beat me up earlier. So let's take a look at what we got here, though. Their big board looks like this. They have a safety. They have him listed as a cornerback, but I've seen him. I think he's more of a safety.
He's lined up a lot. He can play both free safety and he can also line up at the slot. So, he truly is versatile like that. Him and Daxton Hill.
Yeah.
And I'm talking Jalen Petrie can both flip-flop back and forth. They can play up tight in that slot coverage. They can play, that middle deep center field if you need to.
Right.
Jalen Petrie also does a lot of blitzing as well. Very Marcus May-esque.
Yeah, I like Jalen Petrie. I also like personally, if I had to choose between the two, I'm taking Daxton Hill here, but I also like Jaquan Brisker a whole bunch. These are three good guys here. So we have three safety, they hit / cornerback, defensive backs up top. We have a wide receiver, Sky Moore, on their board. We can double up at linebacker, Leo Chenal. And then we're looking at another linebacker here. Ebiketti's here, another edge rusher. Enigbar, another edge rusher. Dotson. So this is the strength of the next piece here is safety, linebacker, and wide receiver from PFF standpoint.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end this. No trade, crushed it. So we are gonna pick a player. So I want to see what these guys. I think they're thinking safety here. Look at them all. Here's the big board. I'll show you the big board. Okay, this is the big board right here. And I'm just going to scroll through it for you guys. Okay. Again, Petrie, Sky Moore, Leo Chenal, Daxton Hill, Nick Bonito. We can very easily double up at edge. There's a couple guys here I like, but I personally wouldn't want to see us do that. Safety is a smart move here. I know guys like Matthias Simon think we don't need a safety, but I'm pretty sure we do. Unless you
think we do. I think we need a safety more than people are realizing.
Yeah, more than cornerback, in my opinion. So we got Chad Muma. So we got some tackles coming up, and we have some running backs. There have been some whispers through Jet Nation. Maybe the Jets want to jump early and grab that running back so we can start to become the offense we want to be, which is running 12, 21 personnel.
Now, remember, chat, we did trade back with Baltimore here, so we did gain pick 45. So not only do we have 35 and 38, but we have a third second-round pick here at 45.
There it is. Look at that. Look at Dom's not lying. Come on, how come I can't? There it is. See, so we have 35, 38, and 45. We are going to do some damage here, Jet fans.
Amen.
We're going to do some damage. All right. Where am I here? Oh, man, I'm way behind.
We're going to talk. So while you're catching up, I'll talk about some of these safeties here because I think, again, if it was my choice, I'd be looking here at the safety position at 35. And I think the three names that came up first have to be talked about. Jalen Petrie, but we already said it, phenomenal player. Daxton Hill is another guy, super, super talented.
Yeah, man.
Showed up in the Big Ten, on that same defense with Aiden Hutchinson, David Ojabo. Great, versatile, stick guys like glue. One of my favorites in the class, Jaquan Brisker. Again, I think he would be an ideal. He's a true free safety. I think he'd be an ideal player. He got better every year in college. He doesn't miss tackles. The guy has one of the lowest missed tackle rates in all of college football last year. Perfect complement to Whitehead. That's who I would go.
Which one was that?
Jaquan
Brisker.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? I'm telling you right now, 9 out of 10 people in there are talking about safety. So that's going to be our poll. We're going to just nail this down right now. Yeah. Pick 35. We are going to say Brisker. We're going to say Dax Hill. And we are going to add Jalen Petrie. Okay. Just because we're up top. Okay, guys, we're going to get a safety with 35. So the poll is out there. Pick your guy, pick your poison. Let's see what we got here. I saw somebody talking to me in the chat. Where is it? I missed it. I saw somebody did something. There it is. Hater, what's up? He says, I'm in Chicago. Oh, you're in Chicago, Hater. Nice. He says he's enjoying the guest tonight, Dom. So there you go. You got somebody appreciating your wonderful takes.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it for sure, man. This is fabulous. Always an honor.
Yeah, right on, man. Dom's good stuff. That's why we pulled him out of the gutter in northern New Jersey, and we brought him out here for all to see. You know, that's when we scraped him up from the muck of Parsippany, New Jersey. So Andrew, yeah, man, I agree. Thank you for the super chat. He says, "What an amazing community praying for you, Gitmo." Yeah, man, dude, I'm telling you, I love us. I think you guys are amazing. Best chats out there. I'm trying to get Mutt Viles to come on with us too. He's a tier 3 beanbagger. So he gets to be a co-host on here next week. I think it is maybe 2 weeks. I have Iowan Jetsfan on and all tier 3s. Yeah, all right. All tier 3s get to be a co-host on one of the live streams, or at least a guest, maybe not co-host. I don't want to make it like they have any responsibility to run anything, but I'm trying to get Mutt Viles on here too. See if he takes it. Doesn't have to, but that's just something we are doing there.
Yeah.
So
I just want to touch on something I see in the chat here. Rob V says Lewis Cine is a beast, but not for us with Whitehead. So
right.
I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair statement. However, I think Lewis Cine has enough flexibility to become that true center field free safety. He does not have the coverage skills of these other 3 guys that we have on here. So,
but here's the trick. He's gone. Yeah, he's taken already. So there you go.
Well,
so there you go. Right. That's the kicker. He's right here to the Detroit Lions, Lewis Cine. So he can't. I know. I saw a couple of comments that he should be on the list. I'd say, hey, if he was there, we would have threw him up.
He's one of my favorites. You know that.
Totally. Yeah, for sure. We love Lewis Cine over here, but yeah. All right, we're going to end the poll. I'm going to give it 10 more seconds because it's close. It might not be that close, actually. Let me see.
I don't see the polls or anything, obviously, but I'm going to guess by what I'm seeing in the chat that they're leaning Jalen Petrie.
You think? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The poll is over. Petrie came in with a paltry third place, 14%. Jaquan Brisker with 49%. Good pick. Honestly, I would have been happy with any one of these guys, but we're going to go ahead and take Jaquan Brisker right here. Now we got pick 38 coming up, guys. Let's see who they took. So all we lost was Kenny Pickett and Arnold Ebiketie. So now we have, let's take a look at this big board here. We lost very little. It's going to be looking the same, but we have wide receivers up there like Sky Moore. Who else? Oh yeah. Jahan Dotson. We have edge rushers like Nick Benito's up there still. We have Leo Chanel is still there. If you guys want to double up on linebacker, this would be the guy, in my opinion. We got tackles. Let's take a look at the offensive lineman here, just so we'll look at tackles.
Sure.
Darian Kennard, man. Kellen Deach. I love these guys. There's your boy Tyler Smith, but he's more of I look at him as a guard. Am I wrong, Dom? I mean, I know he plays both, but isn't he more of a interior lineman?
So Tyler Smith has the flexibility to play both tackle and guard. He played both left and right tackle at Tulsa, mainly on the left side. Some project him to be a guard at the next level, and I think that's more so because he plays with such ferocity and such tenacity. He is the prototypical road grader. The guy is violent. He's a big hitter. He's a big boy. I love his talent, and he's one of these guys. He's one of this draft prospects. He's my man crush, this guy.
Look what they say about him. He's 6'6", 332. Smith's run blocking tape is a sight to behold. Neil Nor Ekwonu led the FBS in big time blocks last season, as it was Smith. He likely ends up at guard. There you go. And is a work in progress as a pass protector, but you can't teach his power.
That's right.
So maybe
And
the second might be a touch early for him then, but you know.
Listen, hot take. He'll be a first-round pick in the draft. Real draft. He'll be a
No.
first-round pick.
No.
Hot take. You
Hot
heard it
take.
here. You heard it here first. Daggers.
He heard it here first.
He's going to be a first-round pick.
All right, let's look at the interior offensive linemen. Now, all these guys are rated in the 50s, but chances are, if we wanted to play this game, we more than likely wouldn't take one of these guys here yet. Maybe we wait till the 40 pick. We have another one after this one. But we still have guys like Parham's up there, Donovan West, Cole Strange. A lot of guys love him. Luke Fortner. Jets are never taking Ed Ingram, so it's not happening. Marquise Hayes. So we got lots and lots of good guys in the mix. So what position? Let me look at the chat and see what they're talking about in there. Where are we, Dom? You see anything?
Yeah, so and I'm on board with what the chat's saying. I see a lot of people talking wide receiver. I mean, they want to take wide receiver at 10 or 11, so that would make sense here. There's a lot of running back love going on right now in the chat, and
very interesting.
With the extra pick that we've acquired from Baltimore, number 45, this an extra second round pick. Some might say running back is a luxury for the Jets right now. Well, we have the ability that we're afforded that luxury that we can take a running back here.
Correct.
So I would probably lean myself wide receiver. Let's talk about wide receivers. Let's talk about running backs, and we can talk about the interior defensive line.
Okay, so let's go over the wide receivers that are still available. Remember, this is pick 38, and we have, 41? 45.
Yep.
So we have another pick and a few picks, but here's the wide receivers that are still available. We have Sky Moore, Jahan Dotson, George Pickens, Jalen Tolbert, Justin Ross, Christian Watson. I know a lot of people are talking about him in the first round. PFF and most other Sims disagree with you. But he would be a good one to grab in the mid rounds, I think. But Alec Pierce, Khalil Shakir. So we have some guys. Mechie's still here, obviously. Now let's take a look at the running backs. They're all here, man. We got Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, Damian Pierce, Tyler Algier, James Cook. They're all here, guys. So we could, theoretically, grab a running back and a wide receiver right now, and we would talk about up in this offense significantly. Whether I would do it, I don't know. But let's take a look at tight ends too. I know we brought in 2 tight ends in free agency, but
they're all here too.
Right, they're all still here too. Trey McBride, Greg Dulcich, Isaiah Likely, Calcaterra. Calcaterra is higher than I thought but Jeremy Ruckert, Kate Otten. What?
I said Calcaterra's climbing.
Dude, did you see? I was looking at RAS scores today. Mm-hmm. Jelani Woods has a 10.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
A 10. A 10, guys. So it's just crazy. These guys are so athletic. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and make a position poll here. So we'll do pick 38. We're going to go with running back. We'll add wide receiver. Let's go offensive line. And we'll go, just like you said, we'll do some defensive line. Anything I'm missing here? Running back, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line?
No, I think that's. Okay. I think that covers it. I mean, I know you want to shy away, or you're not a fan of cornerback. I think you can always talk about a cornerback because the value of the cornerbacks is still relatively high to where we are right here. I'm sure there's going to be some great players on the board, but again, remember we're picking at pick 38. There's going to be great players everywhere.
Right.
So where is the value? Where has those first round valued guys slipped down? Those are the guys we need to be targeting.
Right. So let's take a look at these guys. So let's go back to the big board, see who's slipping through. Let's take while you guys vote on the poll, I got a position poll out there for you guys. Now let's take a look. We just grabbed a safety, so some of these guys, more than likely, we don't want to grab 2. But here's what the big board looks like, okay, guys? So let's see who's popping through to the second round.
Daxton Hill is probably first-round talent that's popping through.
Right, he's popping through. Leo Chanel, this is right where I expect him to go. But again, we talked about him. I don't think we're going to want to double up on linebacker so quickly, so I didn't put him in there. I wouldn't be afraid of it, but I doubt
Dotson,
that's.
I think it's a first-round talent.
Dotson?
Yep, I think.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be fun. He'd be fun to add. I'll tell you that.
Would he ever?
Let's see. We got cornerback Roger McCreary is still there. He's their highest rated quarterback. Edge rusher Cameron Thomas, linebacker Troy Anderson.
George Pickens, a Bean favorite.
Yeah, I know. He's just scary with his injury. I love him so much, man. It's the same thing. I had a struggle with Laviska Shenault too. Like, he was my favorite receiver in that draft. But it's like, when I'm being honest, when you have so many injuries, it's like, it's hard to justify, man, unless he makes it to the mid rounds, like Bryce Hall did. It's like, he obviously spooked a lot of people, but then in the fifth, it's like, dude, you got to take this guy. Yeah. So I think that's kind of where Pickens, I don't know, he freaks me out, but he's probably my favorite receiver in this draft.
Yeah,
George Pickens. All right, let's see what the poll is saying here. Ooh, all right, I'm going to give it 15 more seconds. If you haven't voted in the poll, go ahead and do it now. I see the numbers moving. So the numbers are moving around. Ooh, it's close. It's close. I'm going to give it 10 more seconds, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, vote. 5, vote. 4, vote. 3, vote. 2, and 1. The poll is ending, and it is close. But wide receiver, Dom. Wide receiver beat out running back. At the end was 42-37, but it was 41-39 when I closed it. So it says 42% wide receiver. So the next poll, we are going to go wide receivers. We'll go with Dotson.
You got to put Watson in there to keep the chat happy.
Totally. We'll add Christian Watson. So here's what we got. We'll put Watson, we'll put Dotson, we'll put Pickens.
And Sky Moore. That's how, if you're putting 4, those are the 4 that I'd put up in there.
Okay. Let me see. Anybody? I know everybody's like, boo, Brandon, I'm with you, buddy. I was wanting running back there. I wanted to do something a little bit different. Let's see. I know, don't forget, we did get Terry McLaurin, but it's okay. It's okay. All right. So I'm going to put Pickens in there, and we'll put Sky Moore in there. Okay. Hold on. Where is it? All right.
This should be interesting. I'd like to see how these 4 players, what the chat's thinking.
Yeah. I think they're going to pick Watson and Pickens. All right. Here it comes, guys. It's out there. We'll give this 1, 2, or 3 minutes. If you guys haven't voted in the poll and you're able, this is a good time to do so. We're going to need every vote. We're going to need them because you don't want the player that you don't want to win without voting. If you vote and you lose, fine. But if your voice isn't heard, then you never know what your one vote would have done. Mutt Files checking in with the super chat. Thank you, Mutt Files. His hot take: the Seahawks will trade picks 9 and 10 for the second pick to draft Willis, and the Jets will get KT or Sauce at 8 after the Falcons trade 3 first-rounders to us for Kenny Pickett.
Line him up. Line him up, JD.
Yeah. Hey, man, I love it. I'm all about it. Hey, this qualifies for a hot take, Mutt Files, and I'm going to tell you right now, I would sign up for that in a second. So the Falcons want to trade us 3 first-rounders, and we go back to 8. Dude, that would be brilliant. Yeah. Right? I mean, shit, we have 2 firsts for the next 3 years or 2 years after this, including. Oh, I'd love it. I'd do it in a second. And then the best player that's there, if it's Karlaftis, if it's KT, if it's Sauce Gardner, if it's Kyle Hamilton, whoever it is, you draft them and you just gain 3 firsts. Oh, my God. Now, do I think that's happening, Mutt Files? I'm sorry to tell you.
Not a snowball's chance in hell.
Sorry, Mutt. I could see Seattle doing something crazy, though. I could see them doing something crazy, like jumping up. I'd love to see them give us 9 and 10 for 4. Or 9 and well, they don't have 10. We have 10. Yeah, so they couldn't do that. What the hell are you talking about, Muff? Oh, he's saying after we trade
9 and our pick at 10 is what he said.
So we're trading for DK Metcalf. That's what he's saying. Okay. Okay, I know. Listen, I think people don't remember, man. Like, even though this is not considered a very strong quarterback class, they're looking at these players individually. If they love Kenny Pickett, if they love Matt Corral, if they love Malik Willis, they're gonna grab them. Like, they're not gonna worry that people think it's a weak class. They'll go get their guy. You know what I mean? Let's see. All right. So I'm going to end this poll and see what we got here. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought. I'm going to end it right now. And it was a landslide. So we're going to go ahead and take Christian Watson 4 rounds too early. Here he comes.
Listen, you can't deny the talent from a guy that runs that fast, as big and tall as he is. You know.
Yeah, totally.
Does a lot of stuff down the side. You know, has great body control on the sideline. It's quick enough to get him the ball on a screen and let him gain some yards after the catch. And to boot, you know, he's a plus special teams player. You know, kick returns, punt returns, the whole 9. So
there you go. All right, so we're going to wrap up the second round in this draft and move over to the quick draft. So here's what we got. Here's who we lost. So we took Christian Watson. Daxton Hill was the next pick. Then Matt Corral went to the Seahawks. Mutt Biles, you see that? Then there goes Dotson to the Seahawks. Then Roger McCreary, the cornerback, is gone. Another cornerback, Kyler Gordon, is gone. And then George Pickens. So running back came in second. So we're going to go ahead and keep it that way in the spirit of expedition. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go ahead and put running backs up there. So I'm going to make the poll. You guys tell me running backs. We're going to put Breece Hall up there. Okay. We're going to put Kenneth Walker up there. Who else you want? Who else does the chat want? Put your guys in there. Gitmo Bob, you're out of here, buddy. Have a good night, my friend. Be well. Be well.
Hey, we're thinking about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Stay strong, buddy. Stay strong. And when you feel weak, remember, we got your back, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're thinking of you, man. We're with you. I'm going to add you to my prayers tonight and tomorrow and until I hear from you. But you're going to be fine and you're going to come right back and everything is going to go successfully. And we love you, buddy. We love you. All right. So Tammy says this draft blows. Well, maybe the other draft is more your liking. You know, come on. We got some good players in this draft. So what other running backs do we want here?
Well, again, I think we, along the same lines as the linebacker, it's probably a 2-run. It's probably a 2-man. We have the choice. There's no running backs taken. So we have our pick of the litter.
That's why I want to put them all in there. Right. So let's do,
you got to put Breece Hall. You got to put Kenneth Walker. You probably got to include James Cook, even though it's probably too early for him. You know,
yeah.
I happen to be to be a big Dameon Pierce fan, but it's probably still a little too early for him.
I'm going to put him up there nonetheless. So we got Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Dameon Pierce, and James Cook. I know who's going to win, so we're going to make this one a little bit shorter. While we think of Gitmo Bob, our buddy, we're going to just give this a minute or two. Don't go ahead and get the votes in. We have to make it official. And we'll see the Jets using the second round pick that they earned in a slip backwards. Still got the player we were targeting, and now we just added a free position. So we're going to take full advantage of it and grab our running back, the best running back from our position in the entire draft. This is fantastic.
And it's going to probably be 92%.
Yeah.
To 4% to 1 to 2.
Yeah, he's crushing it. All right, we'll give it 10 more seconds just to get some votes in. We only got like 55 votes.
So while we're waiting, Breece Hall, guys, who I'm guessing is going to be the selection, which would be my selection, is a phenomenal running back. I think he'd be perfect in our zone blocking scheme. He can, make a cut and run. He's got he's got pass blocking chops, so pass pro wouldn't be an issue. He's got contact balance very similar to Michael Carter, where he can take a hit and keep moving forward, always falling forward. A phenomenal athlete, did wonders behind a terrible Iowa State offensive line and offensive scheme. I think he's going to be one of those guys who's a much better pro than he was in college, and he was pretty damn good in college.
All right. Well, there you go. So that's who won the poll. There it is. Breece Hall with a 70%
Wow.
edge. He edged Kenneth Walker out 70-17. So let's go ahead and grab Breece Hall. Now we're going to let that run, and we're going to go over to the other mock and see what the hell I don't even remember what we did over there.
We have George Karlaftis and Ike Ekwonu.
Right. There you go. Good memorandum. Memorandum.
One of us got to have a brain.
I'm telling you, because it's not over here. Thank you. All right. So we'll share the screen. I'm going to go ahead and put the PFN up there. This is crazy town. This might be the last time I do too. Even though I'm enjoying it, it's not easy. All right. So we got a trade on the table. The Bucks want us to go back 25 spots to pick 60. They'll give us a second and a third next year. Now, the Chargers want us to go all the way back to 79 and give them 163 for a second and third next year. So obviously, if we're going to take one, it would be this one. So I'm going to say no trades. What do you think, Dom? I'm going to say no.
I would lean towards making the executive decision in this one. We play it straight, no trades.
Right. Yeah, we're going to play straight in this one. We already made the Terry McLaurin trade. So, guys, here's who we're looking at here on their big board. We took Ike Ekwonu right here. Where are we? We took George Karlaftis and Ike Ekwonu. So we gotta think differently in this one. We can grab Breece Hall. All right, we're at pick 35. We do not have the third second. So we got Perion Winfrey here. We got Jaquan Brisker. We got some running backs. David Ajabo's there. We can double up on edge. Look, we didn't get KT or Hutchinson, or maybe we want to double up on edge and grab a Boye Mafe type. We can go linebacker, Chad Muma, Christian Harris, or, like I said, Perion Winfrey, but DeMarvin Leal is still there. What are we thinking?
Is he's a polarizing guy, man.
Which one?
DeMarvin Leal. His stock really plummeted over time, but he really took a lot of games over in the SEC.
Yeah, he was considered the top interior defensive lineman for a while.
It's a little undersized, definitely more of a skill set, similar to what we have in Q, less the strength against the run, but he gets after it, man. He gets after the quarterback, and there's something to be said about interior pressure. I don't care what you think. It always helps. It's only going, if you can put guys on the inside that can get at the quarterback, it's only going to help the guys on the outside.
All right. So we're going to go ahead. I got to move faster in this one. So we're going to put up there Perion Winfrey. We're going to put some linebacker. Don't forget, we didn't grab a linebacker in this one. So who's up there for linebacker? We got
Leo Chanel, Christian Harris, Chad Muma, Troy Anderson. Take your pick.
Okay. All right. So we'll do Leo Chanel in this one. You know what we should do? We should make sure we don't pick any of the same players. What do you think of that?
I like that.
Yeah,
and then you have a true comparison. Which draft?
Yeah. Right. Let's do Daxton Hill. Still there, right? Let me just make sure. No, he's not there. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Did he get taken already? No. Oh, he did. Okay, we can't do Daxton Hill. And let's do Tyler Smith and Trey McBride. What do you think of that?
I like it.
All right, guys. Like I said, this one is different. Who'd I say? Trey McBride and who? Oh, yeah, Tyler
Smith.
All right, it's coming your way. I spelt some things wrong. I'm moving fast. I know. I see any linebacker from Penn State. I'm with you. Let's see. I know. Let's go. Hey, man. Like I said, let's try to go different and see what we come. Still legit, though. Still trying to get the best players. But let's try to figure out a different way of doing this and see how it goes. That'd be great. Let's see. Sean McAllister McAteer wants safety or linebacker. Well, you got two of them up there, Sean. Make sure you get your votes in, everybody. Okay, they're voting. Ooh, look at this.
Oh,
Look
there's
at
a
this.
surprise coming. There's a
Mick,
surprise.
yeah, McBride's getting some votes.
Do you remember
Sean,
how big his name was just 6 weeks ago?
oh my God. Yeah. As soon as we signed Uzoma, then it started to take a hit. Once we signed Conklin, Jets fans are done.
They
We
forgot
don't like
that.
him.
They said, screw McBride.
Yeah, we don't like that guy. Now, listen, there are people that believe McBride is the best pass catcher in the whole draft. He just happens to be a tight end. So, hey, man, there's a lot of logic in this. Again, if we want to do something that the NFL rarely has seen and just go big, and then the other guys that you have, you got a Berrios and Elijah Moore running around, but you got big-bodied tight ends. Hey, man, you can do something totally different. Defenses aren't going to be ready for it. You could.
If they want to gear towards that true Shanahan-style offense, they want to run the ball. They want tight ends on the field.
Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine that we just go out there and like ball control 8 to 12 yards a clip, beat the living hell out of defenses and just pound it tight end for 10 yards, pound it tight end for 8 yards, pound it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I got nothing. I have no issues with that.
And then Jets Twitter will tell us how bad Zach Wilson is because he only throws, he's only 12 for 16 for 200 yards.
Yeah, I know. Right. They're going to say he's like efficient. Yeah, look at him. He sucks. He's only dumping it off.
Number 2 pick. He's a game manager now.
Hey, let me tell you guys a secret. If Zach Wilson was throwing 75% and he was essentially dumping it off all day and we're winning, I don't care. I don't need him to be a 4,500-yard quarterback. I just want to win games, and I want him to be efficient. That's it.
One of my favorite Jets ever, Chad Pennington.
Oh, my God.
Was the prototypical game manager. And you know what? He was good at it, too.
That's right.
I'll take Zach Wilson with a 70% completion percentage.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see if we're at 11 and 12 wins.
And just so you guys know, this Wednesday in the Patreon Beanbaggers group, we are getting together in a private little room and we are rewatching the 2001 playoffs Chad Pennington versus Peyton Manning game. Again, it is going to be awesome to see Chad and Curtis Martin and Mawai and all of our guys again, Richie Anderson. Oh, my God, we had such a good team. And we beat the living hell out of them. If you want in on that, you just click that link from my Patreon. Get on in there. Become one of the Beanbaggers. And this is open to all tiers in the Beanbagger group. All right, we're going to end the poll. And it is Leo Chanel wins close. It was a little closer than I thought it would be.
That's recency biased because you've been hyping him up all
day. You think? But look how much different they have him rated here. They have him like another round lower. So we picked Leo Chanel. We have that same trade that we said no to, and we're going to say no to this one. So now we're at pick 38, guys. I see some guys wanting some interior offensive line. So let's take a look and see what we got here. For guards, okay, you got Marquise Hayes, Sean Ryan, Lecitus Smith, Cade Mays, Cole Strange is still there. Alec Lindstrom is there, everybody. Cameron Jurgens. We got a few good centers floating around. Depends on how you want to look at it. And we have Tyler Smith is still there. Bernard Raymond is still there. Damn.
Now, we did take Ike Ekwonu in this draft, too.
We did. That's right. So we wouldn't want another tackle. Definitely not. So what's the chat thinking? Pick up a center, Tammy says. Well, we got Alec Lindstrom. I'll put him in there for you. All right. So we're going to put a safety up there. So we'll put pick. Remember, we don't have pick 48 or 45 in this one. Lindstrom, center.
I see tight end again, too. You want to?
Yeah, we'll put him up there. Sure. McBride was second. Ray McBride. I'll get the safety in there for Rob V and others. Who's our safeties up here? Let's see. Got Petrie, Leon O'Neal, Kirby Joseph. Well, Petrie was, you know what? I'll put Petrie up there for everybody. There you go. And what else?
How's about Travis Jones? He's an interior defensive lineman. No one seems to be talking about too much, but I think would be a great fit for the Jets. Out of Connecticut, big time run stuffer, big boy.
All right. The poll is up there. I just grabbed the top tight end, the guy that Jets fans love the most out of the tight end group. We do love some Ruckert. We like Jade Ferguson, and there's a Isaiah Likely contingent out there, but I think Trey McBride is the guy. If we're going to take a tight end this early, it would be Trey McBride. So the poll is out there. We just grabbed Leo Chanel. We have Karlaftis, Ekwonu, and Leo Chanel. As far as talent, this is a very talented draft. A little different the names than a lot of people like to see, but I'd be very happy with this so far. All right. Okay, the poll is up there. So Kansas won, Rob V. Yay, Kansas. I happened to be in Kansas years ago, the day that they won the last time. Maybe it wasn't their last one, but they were winning the national championship, and I happened to be in Kansas. I pulled over and stopped at a bar, and it was going nuts. I'm like, oh, look at this. Look at this.
I was never a huge college basketball fan. I went to a school that was very good. I went to Temple, and at the time, we had a very good team. Eddie Jones, Aaron McKee, they were big and got deep in the tournament, and I used to watch them, and that was my extent of college basketball. So I'm not interested. College basketball, this tournament messes up with pre-draft talk. I don't have time for it.
Yeah. I hear you, man. There was a couple years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, that UVA won it, and I was here in Charlottesville. It was a big deal here, boy. Let me tell you, the whole city was going nuts.
Yeah.
So that's fun. All right. So Matthew Smith is also, he's really upset. He keeps putting it in full capitals. He doesn't want us to entertain defensive tackle. He hates it. He doesn't like this idea. He's mad at us. What's wrong, Matthew? It's okay. It's just an option.
Let's talk that out though real quick. Saleh talks about rotating, keeping these guys fresh over and over. You know, right. We have a couple guys that are long in the tooth that are on 1-year deals, right? Between Sheldon Rankins and oh my God, why am I drawing a blank? Who did we just sign from the Raiders?
Solomon Thomas.
Solomon Thomas. You know, you're going to need replacements for them. On top of that, I hope you're not hanging your hat on the back of Nathan Shepard, who again is just a 1-year deal. Jonathan Marshall, great player, still a lot yet to prove, and we don't know what's going to happen with Quinnen. So to say that defensive line's not a need, I might differ. I might beg to differ.
Yeah, I mean, look, I tend to lean towards what Matt is saying. I like getting my defensive tackles, unless they're like one of those premier type guys in the first. I like waiting until the 4th and 6th round for defensive tackles. A lot of times, especially if you're looking for run stuffers. But like Dom said, there's a case to be made. It's not my case particularly, but I get it. And there is logic there. So let's see what the poll is doing. I'm going to end it in just a second. Oh, it's kind of close. It's kind of close. Very funny. I know where Tammy voted. I know what Tammy voted for.
So there must be one pick for Lindstrom here.
Yeah, at least, right? There's at least one. All right, let's go ahead and end this poll. And it is going to be surprising to some that Trey McBride wins it, Dom. Wow. What do you think of that?
Wow.
So here he comes. All right, so we're going to move it back over to the other mock. We are in the 3rd round. Sheesh. We got to move quicker. All right. We are rocking, though. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and share the screen again with this one. Jeremy, how we doing, man? You okay back there? This is nuts. Let's see, PFF. Okay, here we go. So we are on the clock over here. We are at pick 69, our sole 3rd round pick. And I don't remember who the hell we got here. Who did we just draft?
We got Jermaine Johnson. Who did we get after Jermaine Johnson? Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean. Then we got, so the last picks were Breece Hall, Christian Watson, and Jaquan Brisker. This draft, we are crushing this draft, guys. I want you to know that. This is good. So we can entertain some interior offensive line. I mean, look, let's look at their big board and see what we got here. You don't want to be a prisoner to position, but for this purpose, it's kind of makes sense to do so. We have Brian Asamoah up top, linebacker. We got a wide receiver, Jalen Tolbert. He's the guy who runs really fast. So we got safety Kirby Joseph. We got a lot of, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we go with some linemen, whether it's defensive tackle like Matthew Smith is asking for, or Perion Winfrey still there. Let's look at the centers here. Let's see what we got here. Where are they? Oh, it's just going interior offensive line. So we got Parham, West, Cole Strange, Luke Fortner, Ed Ingram, Marquise Hayes. It's a good list. These are quality guys right here, man.
You're going to see Lindstrom. I bet you in this one he's way down below.
There he is.
Yes, there he is, right?
They got him rated 187, which I think is strange. I actually like Alec Lindstrom. I did a whole bunch on him early on.
Yeah. And it's funny because Donovan West, who's a guy that I did a lot of work on and I like very much, I don't have him as a third round player here. He's very small, although he's true as center. You know what I mean? And great would be an ideal zone blocking scheme center nonetheless. And get up in that second level and really get at those linebackers. But I would have them flipped. I would have Lindstrom up there and West down below.
All right, so let's get some offensive linemen. I'm going to do 2 offensive linemen interior, and I'm going to do 2 defensive tackles. This way it's nice and even and people can be all aggravated with it.
Okay.
Okay, this is pick 69. So we're going to go with Alec Lindstrom, even though he's not rated well on this board. I think that's wrong. We'll do, where did he go? Cole Strange. He's a favorite. So we're going to go ahead and do him.
Sure.
Very versatile guy. Now we'll flip it over to the defensive tackles here. Okay. Ooh, man, we got 2 of my favorites are right here.
I think you got to put those 2, Winfrey and Mathis, right in there.
That's right. And Fedarian Mathis, I just dug into him deeply. I'm digging him, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the 2 offensive. Well, they can both play guard a little bit, especially Cole Strange, but they're centers. So interior offensive linemen are the top 2. Defensive tackles are the second 2. Maybe Math feels better about this. It's the 3rd round now, so we're doing pretty good. Okay, so here we go, guys. We are rocking it. I saw an interesting super chat here from Coda2600. He says, guess my age, 26. He says, Chet Kopuk, Joel Bushbaum, David DeThomas. If yes, we should meet. I live in Roanoke. I used to work in Roanoke. I don't know what any of this means. Do you, Dom?
Not a clue. Not a clue. Dave to Thomas. I'm going to guess your age. I'm going to guess you are Coda 26. I'm going to guess you're 62 years old.
Chet Kopuk is a radio broadcaster and author. He's a sports talk personality. So maybe that's you. Are you Chet Kopuk? Maybe he is. Look at that. Yeah, Coda. Maybe. I don't know. Well, I don't know if we should meet then. It doesn't sound like we're a match because I don't know what this means. But I appreciate the super chat, Coda. And Roanoke, I love Roanoke. You ever go? What's the place I go get? If you could name the place I'm talking about, maybe we will go get a cheesy Western. Where would I get a cheesy Western, Coda? Tell me.
Empire Diner?
No. No. So, all right. Let's see, guys. We're going to look at this poll. If you can tell me where I get a cheesy Western, maybe when I'm down in Roanoke, we'll sit down together and we'll have a cheesy Western. With a cheesy Western with. If you know what that means, we can talk. All right. Look, Perion Winfrey is going to win this poll. He's crushing it. Alec Lindstrom came in second. So let's go ahead over to the PFN mock simulator. Oh, I meant PFF. And we're going to grab Perion Winfrey. And now we're going to move back. Let's do 2 rounds here. We're going to do our 4th. Oh, it's done. What the hell just happened? Oh my God, Dom, after all this.
Oh no, you didn't.
Why did it do that?
4 rounds? I have no idea.
I guess I did a 3-round mock. Well, hey, at least we got the other one. So here's what we got. I can't see. This is why doing 2. It's like clearly I can't do this. So this is our 3-round mock for PFF. That's okay. It's midnight already anyway. And we'll finish the other one. So our 3-round mock for PFF is pretty damn good. This was the mock I was liking the best. They gave us a D- for Jermaine Johnson at 10. You kidding me? I know. It just shows you, man. Like, ratings are just that. So here's our first round. We got Jermaine Johnson, Terry McLaurin. We also got a first for next year, which is pretty cool. Then we traded back from 10 and got an extra second out of it. And we picked Nakobe Dean, Jaquan Brisker, and wide receiver Christian Watson in the second. Oh, and Breece Hall in the second. And then we just wrapped it up with Perion Winfrey. Look at this. They gave us a C+. This draft is solid, dude.
You know what? I bet you we had this draft and JD after this said, you know what? This is good enough. Fuck it. We're done.
We're good.
We don't need
it. He just traded all his 4ths and 5ths for thirds next year. Why not?
That's right. He said, we're good. Thanks, guys.
Do you realize the injection of youth and talent that this draft, what this would do to our team? Jermaine Johnson, Nakobe Dean, Jaquan Brisker, Christian Watson, Breece Hall, and Perion Winfrey.
Oh my God.
Dude. So guys, let's do this. Give us a grade. I know it's annoying, but go ahead and give us a grade on this one. Right, Rob? It's ridiculous. So give us a grade on this one. Where is it? Yeah, they're mad at me. Jeremy.
They are.
Jeremy.
I blame Jeremy. I love you, Jeremy, but this one's on you.
Yeah, GVH says Leger Douzable likes Winfrey a lot, says he played to his strengths until the Senior Bowl. Yeah, I mean, I like him, dude. He was dominating. And like when you watch his technique, he uses his hands really well, and he's so strong, man. So I like him a whole bunch.
He did wonderfully at the Senior Bowl.
Oh my God, did he?
Although I don't know how much stock I take in Douzable's, opinions. He seems I take the side that he seems to go back and forth. I think he's all about, drumming up some smoke than he is really giving his opinion on things.
Yeah. So, all right. Rob says it's ridiculous. Yeah.
I agree, Rob.
Tammy nailed it. Green Bean did a choke job. Exactly. That's what I do. It's what I do. I always find a way to fuck it up, don't I? Jeremy gives it a straight up A. I'm with Jeremy. I give this an A. Where are you, Dom? You an A?
It's hard. It's you can't justifiably look at this draft and say it's anything less than an A.
Tammy McDaniel says it's a C+, Dom. What do you think of that?
Well, we didn't get a center. Sorry, Tammy. Listen, you got guys that are at the top or near the top of their positions at just about every position where we needed to put a body. Like you said, the influx in youth and talent that we just put on the team with these 6 picks, off the hook.
And think about it. We left this with Terry McLaurin and a first next year.
Yeah.
Dude, we did such damage here. So Jason gives it an A+. Pete gives it a B. 369 Mafia gives it an A. Nathan Colgrove B+. Jason changed. Oh, he said A+ again. J. Cole gives it a B. Thomas Cahill, what's up, Thomas? Says an A-. Ron Mo Lake gives it a B+. That's an A- where I come from, Ron. Curly Norman says that website must be high, that it's only a C+. I agree. I mean, they didn't like the Watson pick because they had him rated much, much later.
They gave Jermaine Johnson a D-.
I know, a D- for Jermaine Johnson. Lou Chandler says an A. Ernie Labar gives it a B+. Rob V, A+. Stud City, B+. Phenom gives it an A. Will Deacon gives it an A. Hawk gives it an A. T.A. Rugg gives it an incomplete. We're grading the 3 rounds though, T. Rugg. T.A. Rugg. We gotta let go. We gotta let go. We still have the whole other mock. We're gonna crush it now. You'll see. Hank gives it a B+. Emanon gives it a snacks. Daniel Williams said C+. I wanted Pickens. So that's it. Curly Norman says I give it a solid B+. Emanon B. Let's see. Yeah, we got Chincheck B. Rusty Spooner gives it a B+.
That's good for Rusty.
It is. I don't know. Just like you said, I don't know how anybody, even though I don't like Jermaine Johnson as much as I like Karlaftis, I don't. Getting him at 10 is a D. That's crazy. Terry McLaurin and a first next year. Nakobe Dean, arguably the best linebacker in the draft, depend on how you look at it. Jaquan Brisker's among the best after Kyle Hamilton safeties in the draft. Christian Watson, it's all about your flavor, but fantastic talent at wide receiver. And don't forget, he's not coming in expected to start. We got Terry McLaurin. Breece Hall, the best running back in the draft from many people's perspectives, and then Perion Winfrey. We all saw what he could do. So Antchet's A-. John Rogers, who's still hanging, B+ or A++.
That's where I'm at. Nice. Outside of Christian Watson, you can justifiably argue that you got top 5 talent at each position that we drafted at.
Absolutely. So, okay, we're going to go and switch it over to the other one. Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee. Okay, here it goes. Let's see where we are. And all right, we left there. We are at pick 69. Cleveland wants us to jump back to 78. We're going to move fast, guys. It's midnight already.
Yeah.
We're not going to rush through it. We're still going to try to do it, but we'll move a little bit. We'll stay speedy on this one. They'll give us a 5th. The Raiders want us to go back to 86. They'll give us a 3rd if we throw in a 5th. I don't like either one of those, actually. So, all right, let's see what we did here. Just to remind us, we got Karlaftis, Icky, Leo Chanel, and Trey McBride. That's right. All right, so what are we thinking, guys? Here's the big board. Oh, this is still tight end. Sorry. Let's go to the big board. We got Leo Chanel for our linebacker, unless we want to double up. Chad Muma's there. We got wide receiver George Pickens. We did not go wide receiver. We have John Mechie there, too. We also have inside interior offensive lineman Lacita Smith. We have cornerback Kyler Gordon. That might be something we want to consider.
Yep.
Romeo Dubs, safety Leon O'Neal. Did we get a safety?
David Bell, the forgotten David Bell.
I like David Bell a whole bunch, too. Another edge rusher. Rashad White, running back. Oh, I like Rashad White. So what are we thinking? We're gonna do a positional poll right now to kind of settle us down after the mayhem of the PFF mock. Pick 69. So we'll go with running back. We'll go with
wide receiver.
Yep, wide receiver. And did we grab a safety yet?
We did not.
Okay, so we'll keep safety up there. Running back, interior offensive line, wide receiver, and safety. Here we go. It's out there, everybody. Let's get your votes in. Let's go. Get your votes in. So did Coda check back in and tell me where to get a cheesy Western? I didn't see it. Jeremy, did you see that one? Jeremy would love a cheesy Western. If you ever come to Virginia, buddy, we're going to have to get you one. Okay. And they're only like $2. They're so good. You know what they are?
Are you talking to me? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Cheesy Western, the way you said cheesy Western with, again, all the time I spent in Philly in college, I'm thinking cheesesteak.
Yeah, you are thinking cheesesteak. And for good reason. It's not a cheesesteak. What it is it's a double burger. And it has cheese on it. It's like width is onions, but it's made in such a way. It's like this sloppy, greasy kind of cheesy thing. And it's just like done like really fast. It's like thin burgers and they put cheese all over it. And then they throw chopped onions on it. They wrap it up in like wax paper and give it to you. and it comes with a bowl of chili.
No, really?
They're chili. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, that's up my alley. I like that.
Oh, it's good, dude. Let me tell you. So Jeremy wants to let us know that he's got an Obi-Wan Kenobi action figure to give away to someone for staying up so late. We'll bring you on here in a few minutes, Jeremy, too, and you can do that, and we'll get some hang-in. We'll get through pick 69, and then Jeremy will come hang out. I would cook Jeremy a cheesy Western. Yeah, maybe you would, J. Cole. You look like you can make a cheesy Western. All right, so let's end this poll. And it looks like, what position you think won, Dom? What are you thinking here?
I'm thinking wide receiver.
You are correct. So now we just need to pick which wide receiver. So let's pick Pickens. Who else was there? Let me get the board up.
Pickens, Mechie, Justin Ross, Romeo Dubs that was there. Let's see if my memory's good.
All right. Yep. Dubs, David Bell. Let's put David Bell up there.
David Bell, yeah.
David Bell. We'll do some Mechie action in Dubs. Mechie. Okay, it's up there. Yeah, Rusty Spooner says he's a Jedi, and clearly he should win this one, Jeremy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring our boy Jeremy on.
All right.
All right, let's say, you ready, buddy? Okay, so here comes NFL Chaos with Jeremy. We're cutting off his face with an A+. Hold on.
It's worth it for the A+, right?
Yeah, that was good. What do you think about the last draft? What did you give it? I didn't remember if I saw you. What did you give it?
An A.
He gave it a straight A.
Yeah.
Look, if that happened in real life, give me a break.
Yeah, nobody would be complaining.
That's what I said. JD just said we don't need any more. We're good. We just beat you other 31 teams.
Yeah.
Right, dude. And if he decided to trade away, like seriously, like this draft is so good. I'm just going to trade my 2/5 or 2/4 for a third next year, trade my 2/5 for a third next year. Like, go ahead. Go ahead, man. We have enough young youth coming in. Terry McLaurin, Christian Watson, Breece Hall, Nakobe Dean. Like, give me a break. That would be fantastic. So that would mean next year we have 2 firsts, 3 thirds. Like, yep, we're good. We're doing okay out here. Let's see. Did you put the pill up, GreenBean? The poll? Yeah, I think I did. Right? Did I not? Yeah, I did. It's up there. If you guys can if you ever run into a scenario where you can't see the poll, hit refresh and it should pop up right away. GVH says he got no love for Pickens. I love Pickens. He's, like I said, he's probably my favorite receiver in the draft. The problem is he's had a lot of downtime with injury. I
hope all you Pickens fans out there, and again, no disrespect to the guy, George Pickens is a great player, but I hope that all the guys who are rooting for Pickens or pushing for Pickens aren't the ones that are saying, "Oh, Derek Stingley, he's always hurt."
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case.
It's just a funny thing. Like, we're not a very consistent fan base. We're funny. Like, we have this whole thing with everybody wanting to get rid of Becton. He's 22 years old. He had a very strong rookie year. He gets rolled on, and they say if they never said 4 to 8 weeks, this would never be an issue. He misses the whole season, and now people want to get rid of him. They want to draft Dickey. And then it's like, again, we want to draft guys like Stingley, or we want to draft Jameson Williams. It's like, or Pickens. It's like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's a funny thing that we want to get rid of Becton because of the injuries too big, and then we want to draft guys like Neal. It's like it doesn't compute to me. It's like restarting the same problem, if that's a problem. I don't think Becton's is a problem. Now, if the coaching staff doesn't like him for some reason, they think he's, lazy or something like that, then you do what you got to do, if you want to get rid of him. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. He looks like an animal to me.
The whole thing boggles me. I loved the pick when they made him. I loved him last year. I thought it sucked that he got hurt, and all of a sudden he's like yesterday's garbage. last night's news.
Yeah, it's weird. Crazy talk, right, Emanon? Okay, so let's end this poll. It looks to me like George Pickens is coming on down the mountain. Here he comes. Here he comes. George Pickens. He did win, right? I just kind of left it.
Landslide.
All right. Okay.
Now you got your big strong X to go in there next to Elijah Moore, Corey Davis,
Terry McLaurin,
Trey McBride, everyone,
So I will put this in the poll. This is an interesting trade. So we'll see if everybody wants. I'm going to do this one quick. It's a 1-minute poll. Matthew Smith says steal in the third. I agree. This is right where I would feel safe drafting George Pickens. I might justify it in the second. Like I said, I love him. I love his attitude. I love his makeup. I love his athleticism. I love how he plays. I love his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love everything about him. I just don't like the injuries. So, okay. Yeah. So we got George Pickens. This is a good draft too, guys. This is another good one.
This is the surprising one. This is the Trey McBride draft, right?
This is the Trey McBride draft. Let's check it out. Make sure. So we got George Karlaftis, Ike Ekwonu, Leo Chanel, Trey McBride, George Pickens. I wouldn't be against drafting another edge in this draft. As much as I like,
we got five shit kickers right here. We got 5 guys that are going to smack you in the nose.
Right. Every single one of these guys has an attitude problem.
Absolutely.
Because of Pickens' injury history, taking that trade would be great because then we have the extra pick to grab Kyle Phillips just in case Pickens is hurt.
You mean in the last draft, that trade we made for the extra second? Is that the one you mean?
There's a trade you're being offered now, and it would be nice. It'd be nice to have an extra pick. If you're gonna go with Pickens, then it'd be nice to just have like a backup in case he gets hurt. Grab another wide receiver that we like later on.
Yeah, well, look, it looks like we're taking the trade, Jeremy. So you got a point here. So let's look at the trade. Let's counter it. Let's try to get this one too. Let's try to get a Philadelphia 7th next year. He said no. Okay. All right, so we'll accept it. We're moving back to 124, guys. All right, now let's put it back. So here's what we got left. We got 117, 124, 146, 163, 166. So I think we didn't grab a running back in this one, did we? All right, so we're going to do a poll. Give me your positions, guys. Jeremy, what do you think? Give me a position you think should be in the poll. I'm putting running back up there.
You're putting running back up there? Well, if we haven't taken a running back, definitely at this point. Let me see. I forgot who you took. Took a linebacker.
What do you think? While Jeremy's thinking, what do you think?
Defensive back, safety and or cornerback.
Yeah, safety for sure.
Okay.
So if Jeremy wants safety, I'll take cornerback.
Okay, I put safety.
Okay.
Just to make it cleaner, because then we got to do another poll if it's whatever. Okay, so Jeremy, what'd you think? You got a position, Jeremy?
I said safety.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's put edge up there. Just a double up action. Let me see what we got here. We got Trey McBride, so we did tight end. We could put, I don't know. I'm like running out of a position. Oh, interior offensive lineman. Let's do that.
Oh, yeah. But maybe Cole Strange might be up there.
We got Icky.
He's did.
Flexible. Oh, we took Icky. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. The poll is up. We got running back, safety, edge, and interior offensive line. While we're pondering that, let's take a look and see what edge rushers are there. We got a whole bunch of guys that most people don't know about, but maybe Dom has some intel on us. Michael Clemens, Alex Wright from UAB, D'Angelo Malone, Trey Williams out of Arkansas, Tyreek Smith, Barno had a great combine, if you guys remember correctly. Josh Pascal, Zach Von Valkenburg. I'm liking him more and more. He's sliding up the draft charts, I want to tell you. Versatile
I gotta be honest with you, Bean. I thought that name was made up. I thought that was some sort of inside joke that I was never a part of.
Oh, really? That's funny. That's hilarious. You know, I just put out a video this morning, my episode 65 of the Green Beans Jets pod today, and I did the best case scenarios for the Jets, one with trades and one without trades. And one of them, I ended up, honestly, I fell right down the way it looked. I took Zach Von Valkenburg. He was in there with our last pick. So, yeah, I actually like the player. It's funny. At first, it was just his name. We were like, oh, that sounds like an animal. But he actually has some game. The biggest downside with him is that he can't control his aggression, like on the field. Like he gets too excited and like he's a little bit sloppy. Like he's not disciplined. So he needs to work on technique and kind of calming down. But he's that kind of guy. He literally never stops.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. It's my kind of guy. Let's take a look at the running back, see what we got in that position. Look at this. We got James Cook. Dameon Pierce is way down here on this one. See, it's just so funny. The Sims, they all have such different ratings. And I look at a bunch of other big boards and positional breakdowns and everything. And, dude, everybody's completely different. That's why it's funny when, you know, we're talking with each other and Jet fans get so mad that you don't see it the way they see it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, everybody sees this differently, man. It really is. You like what you like.
People are really influenced by whatever site they use more, you know.
Totally. Totally.
Or they find something, or you know, you either see something or you hear something that kind of jives with you and you run with it. Like most people, and I think James Cook is a great player, but most people like him because he's Dalvin Cook's brother. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
Yeah, that's
who would I take here? I might want Kyron Williams here, man. I like Dameon Pierce too, though.
Yeah, listen, I'm biased. Dameon Pierce is my number 2 running back in the entire class. I think he's a phenomenal talent. Great fit for the Jets. You know, he's that prototypical big, strong back that could complement Michael Carter very, very well. So,
all right, well, running back it is. So now we'll do a mini poll. Let me just make sure I can see who's up there. We'll do. I don't know why I called it a mini poll, but it's going to be exactly the same as all the other ones. Cook. We'll do Pierce. We'll do White, Zamir White. No. I wanted Kyron Williams. Wait a minute.
You want to do Kyron Williams?
Yeah. And we'll do
popular.
Yeah, I wanted Kyron Williams, and we'll also do Brian Robinson. A lot of guys like him out of Alabama.
Power back.
Good, big, strong power back.
Yep. And Brian Robinson. Here we go, guys. All right, get it in there. We're taking a running back here in the 4th round like Joe Douglas likes to do. You know how it goes. Let's see.
I don't know. I think
Daniel Williams has a question. He says, why can't people just be true fans and watch as much football as possible and have built their own opinions of individual players? Well, I'll answer that. And I'll say, because it's like, I'll say it for myself. Like, I literally cannot watch very much football on Saturdays. I have 2 young kids. You know, it's like a whole thing. I try to, when I can, I like to watch UVA. That's the team that I've chosen. I like to watch Penn State a little bit. I also watch other Virginia schools. I watch James Madison, and I sometimes even watch Virginia Tech and even a little bit of Liberty action. So I have in a minute, but that's, you know, so what I can do though is I watch full game tapes once I know I'm liking certain players. Like I tailor everything around Jet needs. You know what I mean? Like Jets are my thing. You know, I like to watch college ball. There are times my son and I, we have a Saturday free. We'll sit down and watch a college ball game. You know, so we do that. But a lot of times we just can't, you know, so it's hard. There's a lot of fucking shit to do out there, man. So I think that has something to do with it. But yeah, UVA, right? You know, you like that? Say, there you go. I'm right here in Charlottesville, man. That's where I am. I wish I knew the other day that our coach, Middleton, was here working out the tight ends. I wish I knew. I would have just stayed outside. It's, you know, there wasn't a whole bunch of police and press. No, I could have totally got him. Wish I knew that.
You know who doesn't use the boards at all and just finds their own players by watching?
Wait, what's that, Jeremy? What'd you say?
You know who doesn't use the boards and just finds their own players by watching and doesn't care? He'll pick his guys wherever. Rusty Spooner. Rusty Spooner.
Oh yeah. Well, he finds gems for us, man. Rusty's he's a good. Rusty turned me on to Leo Chanel first. Totally.
You know what did it? You know how I really got myself hooked into really studying these guys is way back when I mean, it sounds stupid. I mean, I don't want to correlate it to the NFL football, but when I started playing fantasy, when I started playing fantasy football way back in the day, I started really trying to find out who the next guy was going to be, who the rookie was going to be, so on and so forth. So I'd start looking at this stuff, and then I just became kind of addicted to it.
Yeah,
and I love to watch game tape. I don't sit down and watch a lot of games myself during the season. I married into an SEC family. My wife, her parents, all her brothers and sisters, all are all Florida alumni. So they watch a lot of SEC games. I'll watch a game here or there, but I do most of my work watching individual, watching the tapes, watching full games to watch individuals,
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Like it makes it a little bit easier. Like I thoroughly enjoy breaking down players. Like I like looking at game tapes and like zeroing in on players and stuff. But again, just like watching all the random games, it's almost impossible to do. Yeah. So like, especially for somebody like myself, it's just, I can only speak for myself, but like, again, I have a family, we travel and do everything else. It's impossible to do. But once I start knowing what we need, then I can at night just kind of settle in and dig into some defensive tackles, you know what I mean? And do that shit. And my favorite thing to do breaking down players is watching as much full game tape as I can.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like. I watch highlights sometimes. I like to read 3 or 4 breakdowns of a guy, but then I like to watch my own game tape and zero in on these guys. Okay, we picked James Cook. So let's go with safety for the next one. We're going to go with interior offensive line. And let's put edge up there again. Trying to get them to do it. And let's put some line, or let's put defense. Did we take a defensive tackle in this one? I don't think we did.
We did. Perrion Winfrey. We haven't taken it back yet. Neither corner nor safety.
All right, so I put cornerback up there too. All right, cornerback, safety. I separated the two. All right. This is fun now. All right, it's late now. It's like 12:20 at night. You guys are crazy. I know Stud City's like, dude, come on. Let's go all night, T.A. Rugg says. Yeah, sure, I'm in. I don't care. What do I have? Oh, I have all kinds of shit in the morning. Oh, I do. Damn it. I got shit in the morning. I forgot. I was ready to hang out all night. I'll end this one and start a live stream. Why not? Yeah, I put cornerback up there. Yeah, right. Mr. Downtown says, I love when GreenBean makes cameos on Jet's Twitter Spaces with DJ and Woody. Yeah, I was on the I told Sack I would do like an hour. I said I have an hour a weekend. I'd like to come to the lounge. He invites me all the time. I said, yeah, I can come. And I thought I'd have an hour. I ended up putting in 2 hours and 15 minutes last night.
Oh,
at all. Yeah. It's just funny, man. You know, how rigid people get in their opinions. You know what I mean? Like that's a good space. It's run really well. And I like to like listen to people. Like I'm really not like people perceive me as rigid, but I'm really not. Like I'm very open to all kinds of things. My whole deal is saying you might not want to dig in right there because it's possible that this happens. And people take that so personally. Like with wide receiver at 10, I'd say 8 out of every 10 Jets fans are convinced we need to go wide receiver at 10. And I'm not convinced. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just saying I'm not convinced. You know, I think we can go linebacker. I think we can see all kinds of fun stuff there. And people are funny. They get mad at me because I don't want to say exactly what they say. All right, here's the big board.
Rob B would love to see the safeties. Sorry, just saying that. They've been asking us to see the safeties. They don't know who's on the board.
Okay, well, we don't know who won, but in the meantime, this is good luck. I'll give you guys the safeties, and I'm going to end the poll. Sterling Weatherford. That's my guy. I like Sterling Weatherford, actually.
Oh, I love Sterling Weatherford,
Yep.
man. 6'4", 230, 225, 230.
Yeah, he's the other 6'4" safety, man.
Yeah, agile enough to, get in man coverage, loose hips. And he's the guy who's going to kill it on special teams,
Yeah, totally,
he
man.
might not come in, be a plug-and-play safety, but he's going to play a role on a team. He's going to be on a 53-man roster for sure.
All right, we're going to put Sterling Weatherford in there. We're going to put Yusuf Corker in there. Who else do we like, guys? Who else do we like?
Nick Cross is a great player.
Nick Cross?
Nick Cross is a good
Smoke
talent.
Monday. Yeah, okay, great. I like Quentin Lake, too, actually. All right, here we go. We're going to put Nick Cross in there. And we're going to put Smoke Monday. There you go. Everybody likes the name Smoke Monday.
That
like
name's
to say
that name's going to help make him money.
Oh, totally. His mother knew what she was doing. All right, guys, the poll is up there. The poll is up. So this is the first time we've gotten under 200 people in a Monday night mock in like 2 months. Now, granted, it's almost 12:30 at night, but I'm telling you, I have 198 people in here. There should at least be 198 likes. If you guys didn't like the video yet, now's the time to do it, okay? Now's the time. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, now is the time to do so. We got almost daily content coming out here. I just flew right through 6,000 subs. I'm almost at 6,100 already. I just hit 6,000 yesterday. So I'm so grateful. I really do appreciate it, guys. But if you haven't subbed, now's the good time. Now's the perfect time. Like the video, sub. If you want more awesome sausages, go ahead and join the Patreon, become a beanbagger, and that's just beginning, man. We got weekly positional breakdowns, which ended last week, if I remember correctly, with Dom C right here. And then we do the classic games, which is this week I've shared with you, is the 2001 playoffs, Chad Pennington versus Peyton Manning. And then the week following, we're doing a private mock, which is a Zoom meeting. So everybody's on the screen with us, and we're going to have a blast with that one. It's a good time. John Rogers says it's 2 p.m. in Australia. All right, you're tomorrow, aren't you? You're tomorrow. Right on. So like GVH says, go ahead and hit it. Hit those things, baby. Yeah, so Salty Nut says 12:30 at night, 200 people. That's pretty damn good. Oh no, it is. I'm not complaining. I was just parlaying that into a request for likes, Salty Balls. That's all. Let's see. John Rogers says Tuesday and Wednesday night mocks. Well, no. Tomorrow we have the Talking Jets panel, as you guys know, over at Jet Talks 24/7. And then Wednesday I have, it's dedicated to, dude, is that a mosquito? Get out of here. Oh, it's becoming spring. Oh, I feel like it's winter. I don't want it to be mosquito season. So Wednesday I devote to my Patreon people. So, and I release a video. But anyway, okay, let's close this poll. Oh my God. I'm surprised. I really am surprised by these results. I can't believe it. Nick Cross beat out Smoke Monday and Sterling Weatherford. Yusuf Corker got a whopping 0% of the vote. All right, Nick Cross it is, guys. Here he comes.
The power of Domsey.
I'm telling you, see, they trust you, buddy.
They trust the player, because anyone who's done any sort of homework on this safety class knows a couple things. A, that it's deep, and you can find starting caliber players at this point in the draft, and Nick Cross just, checks all the boxes.
Absolutely, man. That's the thing. We've had regimes that I mean, we're still in the fourth, so it's okay, but we've had teams that looked at 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks as if they were throwaways. Mm-hmm. Like, they are not throwaways, man. You can find contributors here. You can find starters here. And it's just crazy that we've had regimes that had no idea how to run a damn organization. All right, so what positions are we looking at now? We gotta add interior offensive line. We're gonna add Did we really grab Perion Winfrey here? Is that what we did?
We got Perion Winfrey, Kemaquanu.
No. We didn't grab Perry. That's another draft entirely.
Oh, Jesus. This two draft things is too much to remember.
You killed us. We should have drafted one. All right. So we're going to put interior offensive line and defensive offensive line. I'm going to put 2 of each. That's what we're going to do. I got to look at this. All right. That's what we're going to do. I made a choice. You don't even know how hard this is with all the tabs. All right. So defensive tackles. Here's what we got. We're way into the garbage. I don't know these guys. Haskell Garrett, I actually do know. Other than that, the rest I don't. So let's just take the top 2. Does that sound good, Dom? You got anybody here? DJ Davidson?
The kid from UCLA, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. He can play. He's
okay.
I'm not going to try to pronounce his name because I'm going to get it wrong. But stout against the run, can get after the quarterback. If I'm not mistaken, you might want to click on this because I don't know exactly, but I think he's more of a zero tech, one tech, kind of a bigger run stuffer guy.
I don't know. One of you guys want to look that up? Jeremy, you want to just take a look or something? I'm going to look at the interior offensive line now. Okay, here we go. Let's look at some guards. Thayer Mumford's still there. One of my little secret faves.
Yeah.
I like Dylan Parham.
Dylan Parham shouldn't be here at this point.
No, absolutely not. So we'll put up Mumford and Parham. Look, Donovan West. He's there too.
Donovan West, a great player. I'd prefer Donovan West to Mumford, but that's just
that's fine.
Yeah, but Mumford will be a lot of fun because we're always going to say Mumford and Sons every time.
Totally. Totally. Okay, guys, we got 2 defensive linemen and 2 offensive linemen up there. I think this is a good place. This is the sweet spot for offensive linemen. Like everybody goes nuts about grabbing one in the first, but man, if you look at even most of the guys that we're looking at in free agency that we want to pay $15 million a year, most of them 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round players.
Yeah.
You just got to know how to develop them. That's it.
Which, in fairness, the Jets have not done a good job over the past 10 years.
Right. So you can understand Jets fans not having any real, comfort with that.
Yeah. Well,
but that's the way. That's the way, man. It's like this is a sweet spot. Like now that we have our starting offensive line, grabbing guys in the 4th, 5th round that you can develop for a year or 2 years, that's perfect. Then you let a George Fant go. You can let one of these other guys go. Maybe, in 2 years, Laken Tomlinson, and you have the guy in-house. He already knows the system for 2 years. You know exactly what you're getting when you put him in there. That's the goal.
Yep.
Right. Rob V says, no need for multiple first round picks. That's the thing, right? Like that's why the idea of drafting Icky. I mean, if he's the best player on the board I understand it, but we have 2 first round offensive linemen on our offensive line. You don't need to use 3 years in a row of first round picks on the offensive line. Now, it's that important that you can justify it. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, you can find guys 2nd, 3rd round that are turnkey. Look at Creed Humphrey last year. Everybody thought, first round, he made it to the deep into the 2nd round.
Sure.
He's,
look at all the top offensive lines in the NFL and tell me which team used all their first round picks every year to get all 5 of them.
Right. None. Mr. Downtown says Chuma Edoga. I happen to like Chuma Edoga a whole bunch. I mean, and the Jets love him too. They love him. He's a perfect backup tackle. Perfect. You got to remember, like backup tackles, they're only going to be so good, right? They'd be starting. I think we should definitely try to keep him as a backup. Now, optimally, you'd rather have a 5th round pick developing there. That's what you'd like to do. But Chuma Edoga is fine, man, in my opinion.
So I'm gonna beg to differ. I think Chuma Edoga is a guy, and I don't necessarily yearn to see Chuma Edoga in the game. But in this situation right here, he's gone next year, or his contract is up. I'm not saying
his contract is up, right?
His contract is up. So instead of paying him, now is a perfect time that we slide in one of these young guys to breed, to be our swing tackle, or groomed to take over for George Fant if he doesn't get a contract extension, or if they give him another year or two. You have there in the breeding. I don't think that's Chuma Edoga. I don't think Chuma Edoga should be our plan A to losing Fant in free agency.
No, that's what I said. Like, so optimally, you want to grab a guy. I got that mosquito, by the way. So here's the rest of his carcass. So, but anyway, what I'm talking about him being a perfect backup, he has NFL starting experience. He has NFL playing experience, and he'll now have 2 years in the system. He's the perfect guy to have back there. Now, what we should be doing is replacing him, or like you're going to want 2 backup tackles. One of them can play both sides. So you want to have a guy that you're drafting and developing. But if Chuma Edoga is there, I feel much better than some guy in the 5th round in he's 4 games into the NFL and somebody goes down and throwing him in there. I think Chuma Edoga is perfect. Perfect. I don't love him, but I think I think he's perfect for that role. Optimally, you want to have development going on at all times. Yes. But that takes time, man. That takes time. All right, so we're going to end this poll. Look at this madness. These guys are nuts. You guys are nuts.
Now I'm curious.
Haskell Garrett. Oh, no, we got a tie. All right, we'll do a mini poll. Here we go. Haskell Garrett and West.
Oh my God.
We got, all right, so Haskell Garrett is defensive line and West is offensive line. Here we are talking about development and the offensive line, and they don't listen. They don't care what we're saying.
West is the favorite right now.
West, okay.
I'm saying I think if I was making odds right now based on that last poll.
Yeah, right. Well, look, Marist Old Boy says Chuma's stuck around longer than Dakota Dozier. Dude, listen to this. This is how bad it's been. Chuma Edoga can literally be argued that he is one of the 3 best Mike McCagnon picks.
And he traded up for him. How could he not be?
Yeah, he did. He traded a 7th to move up 1 spot because he panicked. He freaked himself out. Think about that. He got so spooked.
I can't help but laugh at some of the things that Mike McCagnon did, though.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
There
God.
were other offensive linemen I liked better there, too. I remember that. I was like, Edoga was like one of the guys. I mean, I wanted him to go offensive line really bad. In truth, I wanted him to go interior. But he grabbed an offensive lineman. But I was like, Edoga? Like, I was disappointed. I'm like, how could you make it so you actually finally draft the position I want, or at least close to it, and I still am disappointed? Like, that's McCagnon.
Yeah. Curly, you said it perfect. You laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah. So Fred says, give me Chanel in the 2nd round. Dean gets swallowed up in the run game. While I don't necessarily agree with that, I will show you. We got Chanel in the 2nd round in this draft. So there you go, Fred. Skiddly doo. That's for you. All right. We're going to end this one quick. It is close. It is close. And it's being ended right now. We got an interior offensive lineman that quite frankly shouldn't be there, even though he's rated so low on here. From Arizona State, Donovan West is now coming aboard. So this is pick 163. This was our own pick, and then we have another pick right after this that we got in that trade back with the Eagles. So I'm going to leave it to Dom and Jeremy. What position do you see? What player do we need? Here's our draft. We got Karlaftis, Icky, Chanel, Trey McBride, George Pickens, James Cook, Nick Cross, Donovan West. Is there a position or a player you think we need? Is there a double up where maybe you think the value is going to be at a double up position? In the meantime, I'll pull up the big board for you. Got punter Matarazza. But what do you think, Dom? What do you think first?
I'd probably say I would lean towards doubling up on an edge rusher or another defensive lineman of some sort. Preferably the edge rusher. Karlaftis is wonderful. As I told you, I'm warming up to the idea of George Karlaftis really making a name for himself in the NFL. He does have some work to do. He's kind of a one-trick pony with those pass rushing skills. So having somebody else that could maybe get in there and be a true Jacob Martin-esque situational pass rusher would be what I would go towards. And
I found a guy on my show named D'Angelo Malone. It was amazing. I completely discovered him. Nobody in the chat wanted him or wanted to look at his tape. I'm just kidding. It's a Rusty's Diamonds.
Is it?
Everybody.
6'4", yeah. Oh, man, he's light.
He's amazing.
He's light, dude.
Yeah.
He's light for an edge. So, but what are you thinking, Jeremy? So you're thinking edge right now, and you're preferring D'Angelo Malone? Is that what you're hoping we do here?
Yeah. Well, as soon as you said position, whatever, I was just going to say, is Malone still there?
Yeah.
I would go. I would lean towards Barno again because I'm thinking right here, right now. I'm thinking a guy that how can he impact the game? The guy that's going to play on special teams. And a guy that can come in those, nickel dime sets and strictly just get after the pass rusher. And that's Barno. Barno's small. He's small in height. He doesn't have the length to probably be a 3-down linebacker or edge rusher. But he's fast. He's quick. And I know who Bean wants.
Yeah. I'm just hinting.
I also think that I'm tripping after seeing that thing go in and out for about.
I'm hinting. I'm just very, very slight hints.
Well, there's 3 guys. We have Jeremy's edge, we have who I said, and we have yours. What say you, chat?
Yeah. So they're asking about wide receivers. Bo Melton's still there. I'm going to tell you, I'm not the biggest Bo Melton guy. I'm really not. What is this? I don't hate him, but I don't know.
He's just a guy.
Yeah. He ended up doing well in the Senior Bowl with his special teams. He had a rough start and did okay. But yeah, I don't know.
If he goes undrafted, we should give him, we should pick him up.
Totally. And that's the kind of guy, right? If he goes undrafted, he's definitely coming over, All right. So let me look at the poll. Did I put a poll up there yet? Oh, no, I didn't even put it. I'm waiting for my poll to be done. All right. So let's say we're going to do positions. Okay. So we're going to do edge. We have 2 picks left. We'll do linebacker. I think we should double up on edge. Like I'm with Dom. I think we should be going defensive line right now. Or wide receiver. But there it is. It says, ask my community. I just asked the community. Juergens is so smooth. There you go.
You got to like a guy whose nickname is Beef Juergens. For Christ's
I know.
sake.
You got to like that.
How do you not?
Let's see here. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what the chat wants here. What is he doing right now? Let me see. Jesus. All right. Well, it's up there, and it's funny. That's what Daniel Williams. I put up 4 positions, and he says, "I want the one you didn't put up."
Daniel Williams, you must have missed it. Both of these drafts were going to be Sands cornerback.
That's right. We don't need him. We don't need him. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to end this one. Let's see here. Looks like edged it out. So now we'll look. All right. So yeah, it crushed it. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, look at our edge rushers. I'm going to put them up there. I like Tyreek Smith here, but I actually like I'm going to put Van Valkenburg up there, but we'll put Malone up there. We'll put Barno up there. And we're going to put Van Valkenburg.
Marist, I agree with you about Nick Bonito. I like his versatility very, very much so. However, I mean, where we're at in the draft, I mean, if you're talking about taking Nick Bonito here, you're probably about 4 rounds too late.
Yeah, he's gone. Way gone. All right, we got 3 guys up there. We got Von Valkenburg, Barno, and Malone. We got 0 votes. So let's do it. I know I like Pascal too. I do. I thought about putting him or Tyreek Smith, but I'm just muddying the water.
Yeah, Tyreek Smith he's a nice little player too. Trey Williams.
Yeah.
Also a nice player.
Talking Jets with Tigo says, take Areza, even though we have just used a pick on a punter who's actually fantastic. I know Jets fans because he got his leg ripped off. He just didn't come back quick enough for everybody. Says he's the best player in the draft by far. I know you're not alone, Tigo. You're not. I've been told that numerous times by numerous people.
Is that the San Diego State kid or?
He's the punter / place kicker. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying we just took a punter with a pick. He's a good punter. He's a young punter. He's super strong leg, great at directional kicking.
And he tackles like a mother.
Yeah, he's a good kicker.
He gets in there and hits.
All right, let's see what this poll is doing. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, man. All right, I'm going to give another 30 seconds. It's close. It's close. Not really, but it is. Come on, I'm going to give it a couple more seconds here. And it's over. Von Valkenburg coming to the Jets.
Wow.
Yeah, boy. Here he comes. All right, our last pick. So do we want to go special teams? We just signed a kicker. We have a legitimate kicker competition going on for the first time in years, which is really nice to see. It's been one of my bugaboos with Joe Douglas. But I'll put Matt Areza up there, okay? So we're going to put him up there. We'll grab a cornerback because people are getting cornerbacky. What cornerback do I put up there? Do you guys see anybody? Let me see.
It's too small for me to see it all. There we go. Now we're cooking with heat.
We got Rambo.
Like JoJo Doman still here.
Look at that.
Who is it?
JoJo Doman, the linebacker from Nebraska.
Yeah.
Why is he still here on this board?
Wow. Thayer Mumford's still there.
Got some good guy. Kellen Deach is still here. Crazy.
Max Mitchell, probably second round talent.
Yep. I took him in my recent draft. I like Max Mitchell.
Yeah. He didn't test out very well, but the cornerback there are not, at least the ones I see here.
Josh Jobe.
Yeah, Josh Jobe again. He's okay. And there's three other names at different positions that I'd like better than Josh Jobe. You want to put him on there? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Tell me who to put up there.
Put Foley's brother on there.
What position is he?
He's a linebacker, right at the bottom, number 223.
We're gonna put
Fadokasi.
Yeah.
All right. I'll put Areza on there.
There's no way Kobe Bryant's still up there. Someone's asking. There's no way.
No way.
I would put JoJo Doman and Jack Sanborn, both linebackers.
I'm putting them up there. I think
Wisconsin.
Okay. All right. So this is what we got. We got 3 linebackers and a kicker. 3 linebackers and a punter. That's how we're wrapping this up. What do you guys got? Hey, man, you know, if they want to bring in, if they think that highly of Areza, right? And even though they like Braden Mann, if they like him that much, they think he's the best player on the board, bring him in and see if he can beat out Mann. If he can, then we've upgraded. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, I wouldn't do that. But if you want, especially here, like we're still in the 5th. You know what I mean? So it's like, it feels like the end to us, but there's still 2 rounds to go. But for our purposes tonight, why not? So I know Deitch is still here. That's what I mean. Like, it seems like it's really late, but these guys, like Deitch is, I mean, he's going to go earlier than that, but seeing some of these guys slip through to the 5th is not that unrealistic. You know, so it's a little better than it being in the 7th right now. Yeah, okay. Jojo Doman, he's the type of player the Pats take. Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yep.
So's Leo Chanel.
Totally, man. Yeah, look, Mr. Downtown, we'd love to give Rutgers some love, but they got to get better. We draft Rutgers guys. We take Rutgers guys. They very rarely. The guy Westerman was pretty good for us for a couple years. We took Bless on Austin.
Bless on Austin. I was going to just say, yeah.
Yeah.
Who everyone thought was promising one year, and then the next year he's off the team.
Yeah, these coaches didn't like him one bit.
Not
Goodbye. Well, they may have liked him a little bit, but again, they chose to do something last year, which I think is frustrating for us because we've been watching this shit forever. But it makes sense. Like, they just said, look, is Bless on Austin good enough that it supersedes, it overrides getting to see what our rooks look like?
Yeah.
And it was just like, no, it's just wasting time. Like, he's not that good. So let's see what Eccles and Carter and Pinnock and Hall and all the guys look like. Let's see what they look like. Like, we'd rather use this time to see what it is that we have here rather than Bless on Austin, who's probably just a jag. You know what I mean? He's probably just a, bottom of the roster fodder. He's not a starter.
Yeah. Now, I know he went to Seattle. I don't know if he's still on the 53 men. No?
Let me see. Well, he might still be on there, but he was bouncing around down there. Let me see. Bless on. He's a free agent right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll probably stay that way.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him getting grabbed toward the training camp. Like, he can play. He'll be bottom of the roster. But remember how angry Jets fans were when we cut him? People lost their minds.
Well, it's because he was number 1 or number 2, depending on where you looked on the depth chart. We said we're cutting our number 1 and number 2 for some guy, Brandon Eccles from Kentucky. We
Right.
took him in the 6th round. We had Blessing Austin, who played mediocre last year. How can we do that? What are we thinking? You're
But
right.
they see so much stuff we don't see, and don't forget, they didn't just take Eccles over him; they kept Isaiah Dunn over him. Also,
Yeah, right. And Javelin Guidry and even Lamar Jackson and all those guys, they kept all those over Bless on Austin. Again, like the value was to see what you have. Like, they're looking at him like he probably is the most ready to start out of the bunch right now. He's got NFL experience, like probably, but he's not good enough to delay this process.
Yeah. Listen, and there's no doubt. Say what you will. I'm not saying they were looking to bag games, but I think everyone from the top down in one Jets drive knew that it was going to be a rough go. And
totally,
we're going to take our lumps now, but we're going to see what we have and what building blocks we can put in place.
It's exactly right. And again, like, it's frustrating for us. Correct. But like, they're talking about Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas being on the hot seat. Like, there's no way. Joe Douglas didn't even use the assets he acquired yet. There's still, like, he didn't even use it yet. How can he possibly be on the hot seat?
Yeah.
He spent 2 years tearing this thing down and building, trying to get money in here, cleaning up McCagnon's dead cap and trading away expensive players that are never going to do much for you for draft picks. And that's what they were doing. And they started a whole bunch of rookies to, just like Dom said, to see what building blocks we had. Dude, everybody knew that we were doing nothing this year. Nothing. I even believe that they didn't get a kicker, even though it bothers me. They didn't care about the kicker because why not lose some games because your kicker sucks and get a better pick? Like, why not? Just keep developing the guys. It doesn't matter if we win or not. Why not? They play hard. It's a great game, and they lose by 3 because our kicker sucks. And great, we get a better pick. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be blown away. Seems like it's ominously absent, the attention to kicker. You know what I mean? For the past 2 years.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to end this. It's a close poll. I didn't even look at it. Let's see where we are. I think Areza might win it. Nope. So he lost by 3%. That would have been funny. So Jojo Doman, there we go. Good pick. Let's see here. There he is, the best linebacker on the board. Okay. All right, let's take a look at real quick what our other teams did. So all the Dolphins did was grab 3 players, Jerome Ford, Cameron Jurgens, and Mike Rose. Okay. Bad draft. How did they only get 3 picks? They traded a bunch.
They traded them all to Kansas City.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, let's see.
That draft right there, those 3 players, that's an A. Because you got to count in Tyreek Hill.
Right, they got Tyreek Hill. The Buffalo Bills got Andrew Booth, Breece Hall. That's who we got in our other draft. Lecitus Smith, guard. Khalil Shakir, wide receiver. Smoke Monday. That's where he ended up on the Bills. We get to see him every year. Safety, Josh Jobe, the cornerback, and defensive tackle Neil Farrell. They got another pick, but we're not going to wait. And where are the Pats? Let's see. Let's go up here. They'll be up here somewhere. You see them? Where are they? There they are. Ooh, they got Rashad White. That's going to be terrible. Jaquan Brisker, Christian Watson. Look at this. They got all our guys. Bernard Raymond, Rashad White, Zachary Carter, Tariq Castro Fields, Weidermeyer. Dude, this is a good draft.
That's a good draft right there. That's a good draft.
That's a very good draft.
Yeah.
What'd they do here? What'd they trade? They traded with the Giants here. Oh, this is okay. All right, good. Now let's see what we did. Let's go. Where are we? Let's see. What did we do? I'll just let it run and we'll finish it. Okay, we'll see what we did. Don't forget, we got a first next year. We did okay here. All right, guys. Here's our draft, everybody. I want to see letter grades. We started it out with George Karlaftis. After a trade back, we traded number 4 out. So our first pick was George Karlaftis. We got Terry McLaurin and a first next year. George Karlaftis followed by tackle Ikem Ekwonu. Then we grabbed linebacker Leo Chanel. Trey McBride, the tight end, made his way back into our second round of our Monday night mock. Wide receiver George Pickens in the third. James Cook, running back at 117. 124, Nick Cross. Safety, Donovan West, the offensive guard. Great pick. That might be one of my favorite picks right there. Edge rusher Zach Von Valkenburg.
But that is your favorite pick right there.
Yeah, this is so good. Because you know what? This late, too, it's like we don't need him to come in and like be anything. He's the guy you want to develop. You know,
like I said, I'm intrigued. I'm actually going to go watch some Van Valkenburg.
It's hard to find, man. It's hard to find. It's hard to find any real tape on him. It's difficult. Then we wrapped it up with linebacker Jojo Doman. But again, key, and don't overlook this, we got next year's first from a team that's perpetually weak. So more than likely it'll be a top half of the draft first, depending on Carson Wentz. So what do you guys think? I'm going to look in the chat here. Well, give me your letter grades.
Jeremy, lead us off.
Look, scroll back up again, just for real fast, like on the picks that we can see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I wasn't focused. I was focused on the chat and the money and the stuff. Wow, it's different and unique. I gotta say B+ at the lowest, because the thing that puts me over the edge is the Washington first round pick.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it anything really low, considering you get a first rounder next year. You picked up possibly, arguably, the number 1 overall prospect, and there's mocks that had Ikem Ekwonu going number 1 overall not too long ago.
Totally.
And we got him at number 11. You know, it's hard to give it anything less than you know, in that B range. So that's where I'll stay. That's where I'll stay.
Yeah, I'm giving it an A+, and I'll tell you exactly why. If we didn't make any trades and we just took Icky at 4 and Karlaftis at 10, everybody be so happy with it.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, maybe they wanted Jermaine Johnson. Or, they were all gone, right? So, like, if we just stayed put and drafted Icky at 4 and George Karlaftis at 10, best edge rusher left on the board, everybody be happy. But we traded, got Terry McLaurin, end of first, still got Icky and Karlaftis. Dude, that is a slam dunk first round. Yeah. Slam dunk. And then you follow it with potentially, you know, one of your top 3 linebackers on the board, Leo Chanel, Trey McBride, again, arguably the best pass catcher in the whole damn draft. George Pickens to wrap that up. Jesus. Running back James Cook, Nick Cross, Donovan West at 146. Come on. Zach Von Valkenburg, everybody. And then JoJo, dude, this is an A for me. I don't even question it, especially getting Terry McLaurin and a first round pick next year.
Yeah, there's a couple guys in this one that just aren't my favorite.
Totally.
Which is why I stay in the B's. I think the last draft, I'll take the last 6 guys over these 9 guys. But that's just me.
Yeah, no, that last draft was super crazy solid, man.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Right. Now, if you like Jermaine Johnson more than Karlaftis kind of a thing, yeah, sure, I get it. You know, and on and on and on. Like, I'm not necessarily a James Cook guy. I don't love Nick Cross, you know, but, you know, same kind of situation. Like, I'm with you. But when I look at it objectively, for me, this is about as good of a draft as we've ever seen from the Jets.
Yeah, that's fair to say. If this happened in real life, every Jet fan would, you know, shit their pants. And
oh my God, it'd be the best draft we've ever had.
You know,
Rusty Spooner says B+ with a potential A. Mike says A. Right. Rob V says with Scary Terry in next year's first A+. Jason Zayas gives it an A+. Mark from Asbury Park gives it a B++. I think I heard you on Ryan's show earlier, Mark. Was that you from Asbury Park? I think it was. Good call. We got right. Yep, we did. We got a 2023 first in this mock. Correct.
Yeah.
Euphoria gives it a B+. Lou Chandler gives it a B. Matt Marger gives it a B+. Gary B. I'll tell you, we are a tough crowd. Owen gives it an A-. Slim God says, gotta like where we're heading. If this was our draft, our roster would be above average at most positions. Right. Great way to look at it. What does he say? -187 in drafting. I don't know what that means. Okay. A, Stud City.
Wow.
Let's see. I know, right? Maris says it's better than the Pats, which is important and better than the rest of it. But yeah, I mean, the Pats had a good draft too, though. Gary Fisher has some specifics he wants us to know about. It's an A because he does not give plus or minuses. He's a retired teacher. Right. Well, my teachers gave minuses and pluses, Gary. Stanley gives it a B. Frank gives it a B. What's that say? Elira Faster gives it an A. Yeah. All right. We did good. John says A flat. He's a musician. Johnny Myra Hall. Yeah. All right. Good shit, man. This was good. I'm going to turn that screen off. But guys, there we go. Oh, oof. I feel like I felt so crowded down there.
Yeah. Nice and loose now, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. So this was a good time. It is now 1 a.m. We pulled off a draft and a half just so we can see real quick. I'm going to do this for you guys, too. I'm going to get us crowded again real quick. Here we go. Just to remind us what else we did tonight. So you guys can see we did Jermaine Johnson, Terry McLaurin, another first, Nakobe Dean in the first. Then we went safety Jaquan Brisker, wide receiver Christian Watson, halfback Breece Hall, and defensive lineman Perion Will. I might like our other draft better, actually. I like this one a whole bunch. I might like the other one.
They're both they're in the grand scheme, they're both A pluses. but there's just some guys in this one that are up on my board. The Brisker,
Totally.
Jermaine Johnson, Nakobe Dean.
Oof, yeah. Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some special players.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But look at this. Jorge Galvez says, "What's up?" All the way from Cali. There you go. Welcome.
He's in my side of the country.
There you go. Jeremy's in Cali. I'm
Yeah,
in
it's 1 in the
Virginia.
morning for us. It's only 10 o'clock for you, Jeremy, you bastard.
Are you still in Parsippany, Dom?
No, I'm not.
I wake up at like 5 though, so it's.
I'm in the area, but I'm not in Parsippany.
You're in the county?
Yes. Yep.
Nice. What's your address?
Okay, right after my social, I'll give that to you.
Right. Can I borrow $1,000? Jordan Victor says PFF draft C+, PFN A+. Yeah, man.
Wow.
I wouldn't give it a C+. I'm giving both A's. I really am. Again, like if we just took this out of our madness realm and put it into real life, both of these drafts, I would feel like we did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Why can't they do this for us? What is this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do this. Oh, where Rusty Spooner said 187 means with that we killed it. Okay, 187 on the motherfucker, like that thing. Okay, I'm with you. I get it. All right, so let's give ourselves the room again. Ooh, okay. It really works. It feels good. You know what I mean? To do that.
Yeah. Let's
So,
reward these guys.
Oh, right on. We got to give something away. He's got an Obi-Wan doll. So how do you want to do it tonight, Jeremy? Go ahead. You can take full reins. What do you got?
Okay. I like to do it in ridiculous ways. Keep your eyes in the chat so we know who's first. Yeah. So Dom C and we had some fun before. I sent remember that recording I sent before? I was imitating somebody. Yeah. Don't say it. I was imitating and mimicking an actor from a movie. So the first person that could name the movie and the actor, I'll do the imitation. If I stink at the imitation, I'm sorry, but like I'll do the best I can. But Dom was able to get it. So
I happen to be a big fan of the movie.
We still have 175 people here. Somebody will get it and be a fan of the movie. Also, for all people who like football, it's close enough in category. You know what I mean? Type of people we are. But this is an Obi-Wan in the box, 1995, when it was re-released. Star Wars toy, Obi-Wan, no strings attached. All you got to do is be the first one to guess the movie and the actor who said it, and you will be a winner. So here comes the imitation.
Are you going live with it too? All right.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it. Here it comes.
That's the way to do it.
Straight up, he beat me. Paid that man his money.
All right, so what did you do? Are you telling people to Braden? There you are. I was just thinking about Braden about 20 minutes ago. Somebody, when we were talking about people being far away, and I'm like, yeah, where's Braden? Yeah, we're still here, buddy.
It's the first guy to name the movie and the actor, but you got to name the actor who said it. The actor who said
it. I got my eyes on the chat for you.
They're already
do it again. Do it again for me, real quick. So say what you were saying again, Jeremy.
Straight up, he beat me. Paid that man his money.
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, Frank. No. I think Frank is first.
Fred is first.
Soma.
Fred.
Oh, no,
Rounders.
Right. Frank Soma got it. You're right.
Frank Soma.
Wait. Frank. So wait. What was the movie?
Rounders. The movie.
And what's the actor?
John Malkovich.
Yeah, Frank's got it.
He does.
People got the movie, but Frank's the first one with the. All right, Frank, give us your social security number, and we'll send you this.
Why don't we give that to? So you could look me up at Jeremy Cravat 2 on Twitter and DM me there, or I'll put my name in the chat as well. I mean, I'll put my email in the chat as well.
Let me see. I'm gonna write here.
There we go. Email from the chat, Frank. Just send me an email with your mailing address and all that stuff, and I'll send it to you.
Look, we're still live over here on Twitter. Wait a minute. What the hell? I lost it. How did I lose it? How did I lose it already? I wanted to find us on Twitter. All right. So congratulations, Frank Soma. That's really, really cool, man. Rob V says, all these mocks are proof we need to trade back one of our picks. I'm telling you, man, if we can get some value for it, I would absolutely do it.
I think it's coming. I think
me
it's
too.
coming.
I think so too. And I wouldn't be surprised if we did trade for Brandon Cooks either. Like, get a guy in here, a vet, you'd kind of know what you're getting with him. And then we can just address things but this way, no matter what you do, you upgrade a little bit at wide receiver.
Sure.
I can see us doing that, but I wouldn't put the DK thing. I don't think AJ Brown is real. I don't think any of that shit's real, but DK I think might be. And again, I think it's really clean. It makes sense to me. You get your pick back. You give us DK in 109. That puts DK valued at pick 40. You know what I mean? They want to move up, get their quarterback. You got to overpay a little bit. It's all clean. Give us our original fourth back. You get your original 10. That gives you 9 and 10. I mean, not 4, 10. And then you can do whatever you want from there. We get DK. You save the contract. You got 2 firsts for your rebuild. You know what I mean?
So you think it would take the 10 pick to do it?
Well, I'm saying 10, and yeah, I would think. I mean, that's, you got to value him at a certain point. So if they gave us DK in 109, that puts DK at a pick 40 value, which is low. He can be valued in the first, but I think that would probably get it done. And I would do it.
So you wouldn't consider offering the same offer that
I think that's worse. I think that's worse. I would rather give away one of the firsts and get a stud than give away. Well, that leaves us with pick 10 and then a gap all the way to 111. That fucking devastates me.
Yeah,
it does. Well, the only positive with that from my perspective is that, and I think that this is probably part of it, Joe Douglas can then trade back and recoup some of that stuff, right? So I think when he gave that trade offer, he already knows that he has a couple teams that are willing to trade back and recoup 2 of those seconds or a first next year and a second. He knows he can get some of that capital back and make it much less expensive. But I think giving up 35, 38, dude, those are firsts in my mind. Like, they really are. They're obviously not, but they are in my brain. How I see the first round ending, there's always guys. The first few picks in the second are fucking gold mines.
And you've heard me say it being like this draft is so, the strength of it, the meat and potatoes is between that 15 to 20 to 50 to 55 range. That's where you're going to find the value. So having those picks right there, I agree with you. You're going to have for guys that are on the Jets board as round 1 value slip to 35 and 38.
Yeah, without question. I mean, look, it happened last year with Elijah Moore. It happens every year, every single year. The first 5 picks in the second round are, dude, they're extra firsts. That's what they are. Like, look, I think the first pick 2 years ago was T. Higgins. Fucking love T. Higgins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's who they got. So they got Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. Like, dude, that's why their franchise is changing. Then this year they grabbed Jamar Chase on top of that. They already had Boyd. Now, I was convinced they were going offensive line, especially with Penei Sewell. I was blown away that they went with Jamar Chase. It does make sense because of the relationship, and they start with a leg up. So I do get it, and obviously it worked for them. But, dude, having Burrow and T. Higgins come in with your first 2 picks, I mean, dude, that's franchise changing.
Yeah.
Just like that. And that's what 4 and 35 are to me. And then you add 38 right on top of it. Like, dude, it's crazy. So I hated, I have to be honest, as much as I like Tyreek Hill, obviously, I didn't like that trade package. I really didn't. No wonder Casey was like, yeah, sure. And your third? Yep, we'll take that. Well,
they didn't.
So, what's that? Go ahead.
I said, well, they didn't take it.
They tried to, though, but he didn't want to come here. And who can blame the guy? Right, Braden? Braden agrees with me. Braden, you're going to watch the game with us this week? Don't forget, guys, if you want to jump in on the Beanbaggers, this week we are watching the 2001 playoffs, Chad Pennington Jets versus the Peyton Manning Colts. And it's a beauty. What a beautiful game that is. We do that every month in a private Zoom room. All you got to do is click that link and pick a tier. This particular benefit is for all 3 tiers. So you don't need to do much to get into this one, but then there's additional stuff, obviously, every other week for tiers 2 and 3. And it's just a good time, man. We hang out. There are literally, like, in our Discord, there are people in there now. Or maybe not right now, but there are posts I haven't read in there right now. We're always in there. It's a great time. But I'm going to let everybody go. I could just take you hostage. Look, there he is, John Rogers, talking to Braden. There you go. They know. They're both in tomorrow. That's the thing. But, Jeremy, why don't you let everybody know what you got going on, friend?
NFL Chaos with Jeremy. Normal stuff. Just Wacky Wednesday on Wednesday night in a couple of days from now. Every Sunday, me and Dom do a show. We've been doing dual mock drafts. We're going to shift that a little and cover more players and look at some more tape. I think because we have a lot of mocks out there, so I think we want to take advantage of Dom seeing the knowledge of players too. So we want to, instead of getting stuck in the same places, you know what I mean? Get him talking about everybody. Get him looking at tape. Maybe we'll find some tape on Von Valkenburg. Who knows?
Yeah.
And if you don't love the content, you can still come. Everybody's welcome to come and try to win stuff. You know, I give things away on my channel. That's why I did it today. I love doing it. So you can come just for that if you want to win prizes and stuff. I got a lot of stuff to give away. And Friday night is just a crazy hangout night. That's when we just get weird and wacky. Anything goes. And that's about, and just keep that going as long as we can and have some fun.
Yeah, there you go. NFL Chaos with Jeremy. Your boy's back, by the way. I don't know if you see it, but what a great idea Rusty Spooner has. I'm going to look into that, Rusty. He says we should have a JD fleece in our merch store. I'm going to look into that. That's a fantastic idea.
Like I shirt with just JD's mug on there, man.
Yeah, the JD fleece. Oh my God, that's a good idea. I'm going to look into that as soon as we end here tonight. I'm going to see if they have it in what's available to me in the store. If not, I got to figure that one out. That's too damn good. Yeah. What else did we have here? Somebody said something that was, Maris says the Jets dodged a bullet there. Tariq is going to get high and drunk in Miami. I know. Whether or not he does that, I don't know. But I honestly, man, I think we dodged a bullet too. I mean, I think he's going to be good, at least for a year with them. But I don't know. As much as I liked the idea of getting him, again, that trade package made me miserable. I was like, no, it's too much. Again, unless JD goes, don't worry. I already know I'm getting all that shit back. You know what I mean? I have trades on the table. Don't worry about it. But guys, I will remind you, please, if you haven't hit the thumbs up before you leave, please do. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. It's so simple to do. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button and you are in. And again, my Patreon is a great place to be. And again, I'm still figuring it out. We're already having fun. My intentions are very, very high with my Patreon. I want to give you guys all sorts of exclusive content and access to me.
Yeah.
And again, I have a little something in the description for you guys. I'm not sponsored by them. They don't give me anything, but there's an app that I use for gas. I save tons of money, dude, anywhere from 5 to 25 cents off a gallon. The link is there and my promo code is there. If you use my promo code, we each get an additional 15 cents off when you use the app for the first time. I'll show you right now real quick, just so you can see how it works. Here's the app, Get Upside, and you'll see how much money I have in there right now. And all you do is so right now I have $71 in there from saved gas. And then I just do this. It says cash out. You see that? I hit cash out and I take it. I can take a Visa. And they send you the code in your email and you're fucking good, man. It's the easiest thing in the world. I don't buy gas without that app unless I have to. But anyway, that's in my description. That's just a camaraderie gift in these tough times right now for each other. Again, they're not my sponsor, but it's just a gift for you guys. That all said, Dom, you have anything you want to say on the way out? Anything specific?
So, you guys can always catch me on Twitter. DC _New York Jets. I'm I got it. I'm responding. I'm posting. I'm doing a lot of stuff all the time. This Thursday coming up, I will be talking edge prospects and wide receiver prospects with Buffalo Jetsfan on his channel this Thursday night. And then I am off for a little hiatus with the family. We're going to ride Superman, Ride of Steel down at Six Flags America.
When are you doing that?
This weekend. I'm leaving Saturday. I'll be back at some point next week. Probably Wednesday.
Have you been on that coaster yet?
No.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
No, I can't wait. Listen,
it's a good one.
I know you know it very well, Bean, but my kids are roller coaster fanatics. So as part of their Christmas present, we bought them Six Flags yearly passes. So this summer, we're doing Six Flags America. We're doing Six Flags Boston. We're going up to Darien Lake, and we live close enough to Great Adventure that we do that all the time.
Yeah. So Darien Lake is the original. The coaster Superman Ride of Steel. The original one is at Darien Lake. That one is better. It rides smoother, but you're gonna love it, dude. Another good coaster down there is Firebird. It's a pretty good one. Yeah, Roar at America. Roar is rough, and be careful with the one. I think it's called Mind Eraser. Be careful. It literally hurts. I mean, it's known for it. It's a rough one. Just know it.
I just realized that I need a replacement for Don C on Sunday night.
Yeah, I told you I was going to be out of town.
Yeah, maybe I'll have Google Voice set up by then with a phone number, and Rusty can call in and talk about his guy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, Stud City reminds us, don't forget our good friend Gitmo Bob is going in for a very serious surgery tomorrow. So if you have spiritual beliefs, maybe you can include him. If not, just send him some positive vibes, man. Keep him in your thoughts. If I hear anything, I'll keep everybody updated as I can. But let's hope that he comes through this. He sounded nervous, so let's keep him in our thoughts.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, dude, Dom, I got to see if I can meet you up there this weekend. I got to see if I can do that.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll shoot you a text or something. Let you know what days we're going. Saturday night, I got Mets tickets, so we're gonna see the Mets in Washington.
Great weekend.
Depending on how the weather goes, we're going to spend a couple days at the park. So I don't know if it's going to be Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, or whatnot. But I'll let you go. I'll let you know, man.
Yeah, awesome. That's a great weekend you got planned. So, all right, guys. Well, listen, that's about enough of us. We have 3 hours and 17 minutes of whatever this was. But I appreciate you guys being here. You are the best. And I will see you next time, man. Have a good night and have a good couple days. We'll see you.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8.
Donnie Lamb Jones. Wide receiver.
As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool
Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that the people up there don't.
Go back. Roger Vick, Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the dress all about.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golson.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner. Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Future Pro Bowler, Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter, running back,